Well, thank you for joining us.
In the mad rush of everything, I knocked over my soda.
You spilled, which is weird because usually you don't. I mean, you're sober by this point.
Yep, there we go.
There we go.
Hi, everybody.
What happened?
So what happened was OBS, our streaming software, cut out.
Okay.
Right before we went on the air.
There's always the best time for that to happen.
Yes.
By the way, are they done with this? Nope, they're in the commercial break.
They're at the end of it. Yeah, they're at the end of the prelims.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, nonetheless, as we get settled in for an afternoon show here. The UFC 254. We're giving you live coverage here at Combat Culture. I'm Harry Terjanian, joined alongside by the now turned cleaning woman, Matt Ryan, or cleaning person. How do you say that now? What is the proper
cleaning person?
Cleaning person?
Yes.
You got to come up with a better term for that.
Mop boy.
Mop boy. Well, no, that was your job when you used to work at Plato's Retreat. That's a different thing altogether. Matt has had a lot of jobs, but his favorite is, of course, covering sports and mixed martial arts as we gear up for UFC 254.
Primarily bocce.
Bocce ball. The bocce ball channel has not taken off.
Not yet.
We don't know what we got to do, people. I think it's the greatest sport in the world. Elderly Italian men agree with me. I mean, we're killing in that market.
Yeah.
Elderly Italian men who know how to live stream programs. All three of them. Shout out to Giuseppe and the other Giuseppe
and
Anthony.
Yes.
Anthony Giuseppe Carullo. As I vamp here, the best part was we had no sound.
Yes.
And then I started vamping.
Yes. And I literally said there is no sound. Then I knocked over my drink and I yelled motherfucker.
Yeah. And
it's been a morning.
Do I have something on my
No,
forehead?
you're good.
I'm
You're
good? Okay.
I'm sweating like a whore.
There we go.
In church.
There we go. Hopefully your laptop is not damaged.
No,
it
it's
seems
fine.
to be functioning. We have the laptop functioning just in time to receive your shitty comments because most of them are about our weight. Let's get this out of the way. No, neither of us have competed in mixed martial arts.
Nope.
Yes, both of us are somewhat overweight.
Mm-hmm. We are currently employed.
Yeah.
We are not lovers.
We are not lovers, but we do from time to time get drunk, and that'll happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's MMA mania going on here tonight. Sorry, we're almost there. We're almost settled in as the prelims.
We've got a six. Yeah, the prelims just ended. We just saw Tai Tuivasa knock out Stefan Struve in what could be considered the lock of the night. And we've got a card tonight, Harry, that's very all over the place up until you get to the final three fights. We start things off with Magomed Ankalaev versus Ian Kutelaba. And then we've got Lauren Murphy against Liliana Shakirova. Jacob Malcoon versus Phil Hawes. Alexander Volkov versus Walt Harris. Robert Whittaker against Jared Cannonier. And in our main event, it's Khabib Nurmagomedov against Justin Gaethje in a battle for lightweight supremacy. Harry, I am excited for that one.
That's a great main event. It's been a while since we've seen Khabib in the octagon. It's going to be exciting. I mean, that's what this whole thing. I mean, such an important fighter that we're doing this at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yes,
a rarity.
And it's on Fight Island,
UFC.
so it is a decent time in the evening for Fight Island.
So why this one at 2? Do you think just for the Russian market?
Yeah, I think for
area?
Khabib. Yeah, Khabib has a huge fan base across the world, but primarily in Russia, Southeast, in Eastern Asia, parts of across the world. And with the way the college football world's going on right now, this is the perfect kind of counter programming for that. And
college football.
We saw Khabib's last fight, which took place in Flash Forum in what is Fight Island, which is Yas Island in Dubai, against Dustin Poirier. That was our first UFC card just about 13 months ago.
Is that so? Wow, I can't believe it's been a wild ride. And again, thank you for joining us here on Combat Culture. As this is going to be an exciting one. A little afternoon delight, I keep calling it, to the dismay of everyone in the production meeting.
It's made me very
uncomfortable. Who has asked me to stop referring it to it as the
I have
delight.
numerous times asked you to stop.
That song, I was a fan of that song. It was explained to me what that song was really about.
Yes.
And that only enticed me to keep calling it Afternoon Delight. Here at UFC 254, I'm surprised they didn't have that. They went with Khabib versus Gaethje. I really thought they should have gone UFC 254 Afternoon Delight. Want some, get some. But again, I got a lot of ideas. No one seems to care. But
it's not that no one cares. It's just no one listens.
Well, the sound was off. I think that's the other problem is apparently my Zoom sounds have not been working.
No.
And I've been trying to vamp, and no one can hear it.
And a shout out to, we've got over 6,600 people watching us on
Wow.
Combat Culture alone. We're syndicated across the Combat Culture Network. Shout out to MMA Mania and Bloody Elbow syndicating it on their YouTube channels as well as on their Facebook and Periscope channels for MMA Mania. On Facebook for facebook.com/MMA Mania, and also Bloody Elbow. We are on there as well, as we can hear Olive telling the dogs how to watch us live across the world.
Go.
And on top of that, we are close on Combat Culture to 100,000 subscribers. By the end of this show, Harry, we have enough people in here to do that tenfold.
It would be kind of cool. Contribute to something. You can be part of a movement and help us get to that next level. That would be awesome as we see the prelims still going on. A little bit of a preview of what's happening.
We got people from South Africa watching us here today. Let us know where you're from. And speaking of the chat, speaking of all those people, I want to thank Stephanie Sotilli, our moderator,
Yes, indeed.
for monitoring the conversation and keeping things going. She was the one who told us we had no sound, so thank you.
That
for
was
that.
helpful.
Yes, that was very helpful
right off the top. I mean, if she missed that would have been a big problem.
Yes.
If she had not let us know, but she's on the ball.
Yeah,
she's on the ball. We have.
She's the smartest one that's not Olive in this house.
Fair enough.
But we are coming to you from the abandoned Izod Center in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Very drafty in here.
Mm-hmm.
It's very drafty, and if you hear Ken Danico screaming in the background, he lives here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of former New Jersey Devils who live here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot. I think I saw Chris Terreri out there, out in the concession stand, making himself a coffee. Martin Brodeur and his 4 kids, who are all goalies, all wear goalie pads. They've been walking around. So
all St. Louis Blues jerseys, though.
That's really weird.
Yeah,
I don't know why he, really.
But we are getting ready.
Are hard.
Yeah, breaking up is hard to do, as the song says. But we want to know what your fight of the night is looking like. We want to know what you guys want to see. What fight? Obviously, we're seeing Khabib. Some fans out there, of Justin Gaethje.
I like Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna win this. I don't know. I think Khabib all the way.
Did you watch the weigh-ins yesterday?
I did not. I missed it.
Khabib did not look good in the weigh-ins.
He did not.
He did not. He needed help getting on there, and he needed the hoop. So when you look at that,
wow.
And I'm not saying Khabib's not going to win.
When you say help getting on there,
he needed to brace himself before getting on the scale and standing.
Cut.
Yeah, his weight cut was rough.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, I'm never a fan of that. I've been outspoken on that many times.
I feel like you are like one of everyone in MMA that is not like the.
Is everyone saying that?
There's enough people where
Who
at this
is saying
point,
it's a good idea at this point, though? That's what I'd love to know.
I don't know.
No, it's great. I guess Khabib's trainer.
Yeah, it's more of the he's probably prepping for a GSP fight because that's the fight he's wanted for years, and his father Abdulmanap passed away earlier this year due to COVID-19, and that was the fight his father wanted, and he wants to live up to his father's wishes. I believe I saw that on MMAmania.com about Javier Mendez, Khabib's head coach over at AKA in San Jose, saying that that's a fight his father definitely wanted. Right. So I look at that as like this is a fight that he has to have. He needs to unify the belts. But he's waiting for GSP. He doesn't want Conor. He's made it very clear.
Why GSP? I know
because
it's legendary status, but at this point, it's well past GSP's prime.
Well, let's look at it like this. If you were Mike Tyson and you had the opportunity to fight Muhammad Ali and Muhammad Ali still had it.
Had some ability to get in there. I guess, yeah. All right, fair enough.
It's one of those things where it seems more attainable.
If you had the chance to beat the shit out of Muhammad Ali, to permanently cripple Muhammad Ali, your hero... If your hero was still around and you had the chance to send him to his grave early, would you take that opportunity to permanently put the hero, the man you love, in a wheelchair?
You got James Kirkland from Ireland. Shout out to him.
We've got with the lockdown.
People from
out there.
Indonesia watching tonight. James Kirkland from Ireland. My partner left me and I'm stoned out. Thanks for the show. We got you, pal. Don't worry.
Hey, listen.
Don't worry.
There's no better way to end heartbreak than watching 2 men or women beat the hell out of each other in an octagon. It's a surefire cure.
We got India, Malaysia, and people calling this a fake. This is not a fake. This is a live play-by-play call. Right now they are showing a video, the opening video package for UFC 254. basically trying to set up the fight. I don't think this fight needs much setup. This fight doesn't need a lot of pomp and circumstance. And if you look at this fight, if you look at this entire card, it feels like a one-fight card.
Yeah.
But you do have
have
Robert Whittaker and Jared Cannonier, though. And that fight is going to be the most action-packed fight of the main card, in my opinion. I want to be proven wrong. I really don't know what kind of fight we're going to get in the main event.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, that weight cut thing definitely turns my head a little bit. Like I said, I just think fighters don't do well. It's such a crazy idea from human nature that I can't believe we don't stop that. It's one of those old-timey things like not having sex before the fight. Those old it's not a superstition. I mean, it's a method, but it just seems by now you think, I don't know, sabermetrics or whatever would get in and go, you can't do that. Dehydrate yourself less than 24 hours before you're supposed to do, hand-to-hand combat with somebody.
And the interesting thing is one championship has a really specific and really unique weight cutting system that is against everything else. It's not the same kind of thing. It's within percentages and it's like hydration levels. And I would suggest everybody out there who's interested in this, take a look at it. I believe Joe Rogan's spoken about it before. It's been covered on MMA Mania before. It's something that we should definitely look into globally in terms of what MMA Mania should be. I mean, mixed martial arts should be.
Mixed martial arts should be. Well, how do you think they would change that? Or how would they
base it on the hydration levels, put it within some sort of scale, some sort of list, like basically kind of put it in percentages?
I think you just have to decide if you're going to allow it or not.
Yeah.
Because if you start going by hydration level, that's just all that's going to do. No, it's hard to keep track of that as a trainer or whatever. All you can do is reduce the weight. That's all you can keep
I think
track
it's like
of.
it's weight within a specific reason, like in a specific position.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
We got
eating
a
helps.
first Fat Virgins comment of the day.
Oh, welcome. I got laid plenty. Don't you worry about me. I lay the pipe. Okay, and this is the first sports show that I get to say that on, so I'm thrilled. You wish you could dream about the things I've done. No, hold on. I'm not done talking about how much sex I have.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry.
We're waiting on the first fight of the night. They're introducing the people that are getting paid for this by the UFC, John Anik and Daniel Cormier, who are doing the commentary for tonight. As always, we have to vamp for an ungodly amount of time.
Yes, these intros take forever as we see highlight package after highlight package for a fight that we already are hyped about. And then, of course, inevitably the first fight will end really quickly, and then they'll have to do more video packages.
I'll do my taxes and look through all this.
That's part of it. Call it already, somebody said. There's nothing to call.
We can't call a fight. There's no fight. Khabib been standing in the ring.
He's wearing a hat. He's wearing a hat that looks like his hair.
Justin Gaethje graphic flying through, and him and his fight against Tony Ferguson, then him against Poirier. Just highlights. It's highlights right now.
Highlights after highlights. As we see, looking through the comments, Justin will win. All right, maybe.
Chuck, everyone made weight for this card. It looked little hairy for Khabib. He made 155 even. So
who pulled out last minute? Didn't we have somebody pull out? Or was I wrong on that?
Yeah. And per MMA Mania, it should be walkouts for the main event should happen around 4:15 Eastern time. So that's about 2 hours from now.
Okay.
So we've got 5 other fights.
Over 2 hours? I don't know. We'll see.
And let's take a look at the odds from DraftKings. And you can sign up for DraftKings right now and get a free bet from the link in the chat. Khabib opened at minus 350. He closed at minus 315. Justin Gaethje opened at plus 280. Those odds adjusted a little bit to plus 250. So those odds coming down fairly significantly when it closed. A lot of people putting money on Gaethje, or do you think that they're just trying to keep the line steady after a lot of bets on Khabib?
Well, I mean, Gaethje is not, to me, a complete underdog. It's not inconceivable that Gaethje would, pull this out and win this fight. As much as maybe it had to do, like you said, with the weight cut. That might have affected the betting odds a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit closer of a fight. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see as we see more highlights here. Preparing. See, they just talk. Yeah, that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to do a lot of talking.
That is literally our job.
We are not airing the fights visually. You can use the link through Combat Culture and subscribe to ESPN Plus and order the pay-per-view
if you want to watch the fights in real time with us, The link in the description. You can sign up now through MMA Mania to ESPN Plus. Sign up for ESPN Plus and get UFC 254. A pretty solid deal all around. If you want to watch I know there are people who buy the fights and listen along with us. I know there are people who listen to us while they're at work.
We appreciate
that.
Yeah,
and we're grateful to be a part of the conversation. Someone posted Justin Bieber. That's certainly a thing.
Justin Bieber is not fighting. It's Justin Gaethje. Unfortunately, sorry for all the Bieber Gators. What are they called? The fans of the Biebs?
Beliebers?
The Beliebers. That's what it was. Yes. The Beliebers. That's a pretty good one. I always wanted Gallagher to call his fans the Galligators, but it never caught on. Also, Gallagher became kind of racist.
Fuck Gallagher.
Oh, that's right. You have a personal.
I have a vendetta against Gallagher.
I know a couple people. You know what? That sounds like Gallagher's MO. Anytime I bring up Gallagher, 9 times out of 10, somebody has a bad story about how Gallagher was not so swell to them.
Yeah.
Kids, if you don't know who Gallagher is, he was a comedy legend. Look him up, especially if you like
operative word was
physical comedy and seeing things smashed with fruit. Say what you will, seeing a watermelon get smashed with a hammer is entertaining.
It is, but the other stuff was not as good. Not
the racial
fun.
comments?
No. Yes, the racial comments, the other bit, him trying to be Dennis Miller level smart when he wasn't.
I thought he was a decent comic back in the day, but. You know, his catchphrase is stay for the, come for the watermelon smashing, stay for the casual racist. It's a lot to fit on a marquee, but it's there. The main fight again, 4:15 is when they're going for it. They're aiming
That's
for
the
it.
main event. That's the aimed time for the walkouts for the main event. They're showing the video package for our first fight of the night right here at UFC 254. We will be bringing you 6 fights here tonight.
That's right.
All of them interesting. We've got Alexander Volkov in action against Walt Harris. Walt Harris we saw against Alistair Overeem a few months ago. Harris, this is his second fight since returning to the octagon after the terrible incident involving his stepdaughter. So, I'm always going to be rooting for Walt Harris because he is a resilient human being, but he's going up against someone in Alexander Volkov who is a tough sumbitch. Yeah. And now there's Ronald Reagan on the screen for some reason.
Oh, what is this they're promoting? This is a game?
It's a video game.
It's hard to tell. These graphics are so...
Yeah.
Oh.
That is
wow, that's
weird.
creepy. It looked like Robert Redford was all there.
They're doing a Cold War version of Call of Duty with Ronald Reagan. And we're getting the rules of the octagon. That means there's a fight finally.
That's right. 3 judge
11 minutes.
Scorecard.
11 minutes into their broadcast. We've been on the air.
That's not bad.
For about
Last
20
time
minutes.
It was, what, 17?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see. I mean, they still haven't gotten the fight. They're just going over the rules. They could throw another video package right at us. Again, the round winners get 10 points. Opponents get 9 or fewer. And it's based on effective striking, grappling, aggression, and octagon control, or whatever random mental illness the judges might have. As we see some more promotional video for Abu Dhabi, this time the racetrack, the world-class racetrack that they use once a year.
The Formula One track that gets used once a year.
I do recommend that Netflix Formula One show that they
really.
It's really good, and I was never like a Formula One guy. It's really fascinating to watch. They got 2 seasons of it. Definitely check that out. I'm not getting paid for that. No. I'm just giving you a good recommendation. Also, can't wait to watch Borat 2.
And Harry,
Electric Boogaloo.
This
goes down.
This fight, the last time these two guys fought, it was back in February. Ankalaev got the win over Kutelaba in a 38-second TKO, and Kutelaba, we can see it here on the replay. He got a little wavy early in the fight.
Stopped it, but he looks good there. I missed.
It looked like he got knocked out for half a second.
And here they are at the weigh-in.
Yep, and Kutelaba looking like he's wearing a Bane mask, which is the right thing to do. It's the right thing.
Bane was ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Who knew now during the pandemic Bane would be doing the right thing?
Yeah.
It's
like The Simpsons.
You just never know. You just never know He's just in the wrong time. No. Poor guy. Now he would be applauded for social distancing.
Let's hope I don't spill this one.
Well, as long as you don't slam your hand on the table, I think he's got a good shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you drinking tonight?
Jameson Black
Barrel. The fans want to know. Jameson what?
Jameson Black Barrel.
Oh, nice. Okay. I will be drinking spring water because I am lame and it's 2 in the afternoon.
I also have water.
There you go.
I'm not a crazy person. I am a crazy person.
How you go, I have water here. I'm cutting this Jameson and Coke with some water.
Someone asking in the chat, Aksak Jason, only Conor McGregor can beat Khabib, yes or no? I don't think so.
I would say no, based on the fact that he didn't. based on the fact that he got his ass whipped. Although Conor still goes on and on about it. He thinks he was winning that fight until the
He
last
thought he was
round.
winning the fight until the 4th round. We watched that fight. Steph watched that fight with us. We all can universally agree Conor was getting washed.
Yeah, he was getting the hell beat out of him. So, you know, and I'm a big Conor McGregor fan because I like chaos, but he was not winning that fight.
We are waiting on Kutelaba and Ankalaev.
Let's see, we're at 14 minutes in, the over and under for
and
how long it's
take. It's the package for the first fight, so we've got that going for us.
We're close, but by the time the fight actually starts, we're now looking, I would say, at 18 minutes. When do we stop this thing? When they do the introductions? How have we kept this going?
Introductions. Gas Tech said, Matt Ryan, you look like a wasp.
A wasp?
I guess because
I'm
yellow
wasps?
and black.
Oh, like the actual wasp? I thought he meant like people who live in Connecticut.
And we have a walkout.
All right.
Ion Kutelaba from Moldova making his way to the octagon. And a couple of things about Kutelaba. He's 4-4 in his last 8 fights, Harry. He's not made a fight to the 3rd round since 2016 in a decision loss against Jared Cannonier. And every step-up fight he's had in the UFC, whether it's against Cannonier or Glover Teixeira, has not ended well for him since joining the UFC. He's won 12 of his 15 fights by knockout, 2 by submission, and 1 decision win. He is 15-5-1 overall in his mixed martial arts career. He's looking for revenge here. This rematch was postponed due to COVID-19, and it almost looked like this fight was going to be canceled again yesterday. So we're just kind of glad that the fight's happening.
Explain to the people.
Because of the Rona.
Oh, just because of Rona?
Because of Rona.
Oh,
Rona.
In what sense?
I think one of Kutelaba's cornermen was tested positive, or there was a false positive.
Okay, well, we're getting close. I think UFC, with all the flaws we've talked about, to their credit, I think it's gone well. The Fight Island has gone well. The COVID bubble, or in whatever surroundings you want to refer to it as, has gone pretty well. We haven't seen any major outbreaks, so luckily it didn't affect this fight. Bruce Buffer in the background. Can't wait to see his jacket. Still want to know what he does with those jackets after the fight.
I think he just hangs them up from the on the ceiling.
That's a lot of
Or
jackets.
Or he just gets them framed.
So
he just gets them framed.
Still,
or he's like Cher from Clueless, where he just kind of like
has a rotating one?
Yeah, he has
I don't think he wears the same one twice.
And silver and black.
All right.
Is the coat color tonight.
Oh, jeez. And
pardon me, it was Ankalaev with the Bane mask.
Yes.
As the Dagestani, one of the Khabib crew, makes his way to the octagon. Let's look at Ankalaev. He got that first round knockout the last time on a 4-fight winning streak, only losing once in his career, which was in his UFC debut against Paul Craig via submission. He's gotten 8 knockouts or 6 decision wins in his 14-1 run inside the octagon. There have been no submission wins. Kutelaba only has 2 submission wins in his career, so don't expect at any point of this fight for someone to try to pull an RNC. The least likely thing to happen in this fight, Harry, is a submission.
Yeah.
More than likely, someone's getting their face punched in, and this is going to be a great fight to start things off. The next 2 fights are interesting. Like, I would have put the Stefan Struve Tai Tuivasa fight on the main card instead of the Lauren Murphy fight, but I get they're trying to create some semblance of balance. But
a little bit. I mean, if maybe a tie goes to the runner or whoever, a little split. If it's they felt it was even, but we'll see. Let's see here as we look at the comments. Thank you for joining us. We do read as many comments as we can.
There are a lot going on right now.
Yeah, we got a lot of activity. Ankalaev tied for the longest active win streak in the UFC
middleweight
division here.
Light heavyweight, pardon me.
1 out of 6. Oh, there we go. It went away here.
And when we are getting ready for our opening fight of the afternoon here in the United States at Flash Forum, it's UFC 254. Nurmagomedov versus Gaethje. I get him and Poirier confused for whatever reason. Sometimes. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Kutelaba 26, Ankalaev 28. Ankalaev at 6'3" at a 6'1" of Kutelaba. Both of them coming in at 205.5 pounds. And even though Ankalaev has the height advantage, he does not have the reach advantage. Both of them with a 75-inch reach, Harry. So they're going to fight. We're going to see a lot of inside fighting in this fight. There's not going to be any distance fighting.
This is pretty even here.
Anwar Khan
Buffer
asking us to say his name. We said your name.
There you go, Anwan. Shout out to Anwan. Bruce Buffer making the introductions here. Let's see what type of jacket he's wearing here. Little black and silver. Looks like he's going to rob a stagecoach in the Old West. But he looks fantastic as always. You can never dog Bruce Buffer. The intensity here on Kutelaba. Very angry. Very upset. Someone stole his newspaper type of look. And he does the old Undertaker thumb across the throat. Moves forward, gives Bruce Buffer a pound.
And this is sponsored by Jimmy John's, because when you think of Abu Dhabi, you think of Jimmy John's. You think of cold sandwiches. I've never understood the idea of selling just cold sandwiches.
You can buy both.
You can't buy a warm sandwich at Jimmy John's.
No, I'm saying, what's the point? You can just, if you don't want it toasted, don't get it toasted. Yeah. Although I had a bagel one time, I ordered it, bagel and cream cheese. They toasted that son of a bitch, and I was really furious.
You were mad that they toasted.
I don't like it toasted.
What's wrong with you?
I don't like it toasted. First of all, it melts the cream cheese. It warms up. I don't know. I just don't. I like tasting the bread, and I like, it irritated the shit out of me. You gotta ask.
I'm trading you. I'm
gonna
trade you to one of the baseball verticals.
Mayonnaise.
And here we go. Round number one. Mayonnaise is disgusting. 4:55 left to go in round number one. Kutelaba in yellow. Ankalaev in black. Kutelaba controlling the center of the octagon. Ankalaev circling towards the edge with his back facing the octagon. Now Ankalaev taking center. High kick by Kutelaba, not landing necessarily, getting the toes. Low kick by Ankalaev, catching the back of the knee, the front facing knee of Kutelaba. Kutelaba feigning some shots here. Both fighters looking for an opening. As we said, they share a similar reach of 75 inches, so we're going to see them try to fight inside and create an opening. Another low kick attempt by Kutelaba, not landing, feigning left hands, leading with his left leg. Ankalaev leading with his right, both standing in the center of the octagon with just under a minute gone by in round number one. High kick attempt by Ankalaev, followed by a left, both not landing on Kutelaba.
Ankalaev in the southpaw stance.
Mm-hmm. Circling again, back facing the octagon. Kutelaba controlling the octagon, and he's already lasted longer than he did in the first fight against Ankalaev.
Couple punches exchanged, but both fighters just sort of pacing.
This first round is probably going to be a feeling out round, and a low kick by Ankalaev, and then a wild shot by Kutelaba not landing. An overhand right by Kutelaba not landing. Leading with that left leg, loading up that right hand, keeping both hands up, knowing what happened to him the last time against Ankalaev. With 321, quick 1-2 combination. One of those shots landing flush on Ankalaev. But Ankalaev no selling it with 316. What left to go in round number one? Quick combinations, and here we go. Body kick by Ankalaev.
Kutelaba making sure he gets those kicks in with a combination. Both fighters actually doing a good job of kind of not just throwing fists. And then back to the center, sparring a little bit.
Trying to find an opening, or both fighters here in this opening round. Kutelaba controlling the momentum here, but Ankalaev landing a couple of shots, missing with an uppercut. Went left, right, and then for a right uppercut, Kutelaba gets caught. Now trying to throw some straight jabs. Nothing landing there. 2:41 left to go in round number one of 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Oh, quick bolt. Ankalaev landed some shots there. Kutelaba countering, though, with a left uppercut. 2:25 left to go in the round.
More of the same. A little bit of action. It's not definitely a slow sparring. Oh, more combinations exchanged.
Quick capture, neck grab by Ankalaev, landing a knee on Kutelaba. Kutelaba moving ahead, though. He's the more active fighter, even though Ankalaev is landing some shots, getting in the striking range. But Kutelaba is the one pressuring Ankalaev. Ankalaev trying to find an opening, but nothing really happening here. And remember, heading into this fight, Kutelaba has not made it to the 3rd round since 2016. So if we're looking at history here, this fight will not last into the 3rd round unless Ankalaev or Kutelaba fight a little less aggressively. Left hand landed by Ankalaev. 97 seconds left to go in round number one.
The pace has been pretty good, even though it's sort of, we consider it a feeling out round. There's been a lot of punches and kicks exchanged, a lot of strikes. A couple more attempted by Kutelaba. And just more kind of pacing back and forth. Another combination from Kutelaba.
Left hook, right uppercut not landing by Kutelaba. Oh, and Kutelaba gets taken down by Ankalaev. He gets right back up, but a huge shot by Ankalaev would win. Minute 5 left to go as the 11th ranked light heavyweight lands some leather on Kutelaba. That might decide the round, Harry, after that knockdown.
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest strike so far in this first round as we approach 50 seconds still left. But another strike. Oh, he's down.
And Kutelaba is down. Ankalaev hammer fist after the right hand, and Kutelaba is out. Ankalaev finishes in the first again. And Ion Kutelaba can't argue this one. He got cooked and served by Ankalaev.
Wow. Yeah, definitely knocked out for sure. There will be no debate on that one. Wow, just a lot of patience from Ankalaev. Just very patient, got in his strikes, and then when the opportunity just landed heavy. And we'll watch the replay over here.
Let's take a look at the replay. Straight left, caught him right on the point of the jaw. Ankalaev almost accidentally disqualified himself, aiming for the back. And we'll see it again. That was the finisher. Left hook right to the jaw. Just went up and in. Kutelaba goes down, and then just overhand rights, stopping the fight, did the official. Great 1-2 combination. Flying in with the right, then coming up with the left, and then just berating Kutelaba's face and neck until the referee stopped the fight. Great effort there by Ankalaev. I said this fight was going to be an inside fight, and he proved it.
The shocked face of John Anik. Looking like a sexy Nick Van Gundy.
Jeff Van Gundy?
Jeff Van Gundy, not Nick. His brother Nick. Apologies.
That's
to the
Stan.
That's Stan. Who's Nick Van?
There is no Nick Van Gundy.
There's a less talented brother Nick. You don't know the third one. What about Harpo Manning? Nobody talks about that as we see the fight results.
To everybody who's saying, when's the main event starting? The main event is starting in just about an hour and 55 minutes. So please enjoy the rest of the other fights as Ankalaev will get the stoppage victory here in round number 1. Good effort by Ankalaev. That was a kick-ass breakdown there at the end of that fight.
Ankalaev has officially announced the winner. Ankalaev is a couple words exchanged with Kutelaba. Some respect shown. Obviously the disappointment on Kutelaba, and John Anik with the corner man will be conducting the interview.
Who looks like his Russian doppelganger.
There we go. John Anik's Russian doppelganger.
Yes.
Here we go. Let's see what he's saying. We're going to wait for the translation because I do not speak Russian or whatever language. I forgot where he's from.
He's from Russia.
He's Russian, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. John Anik looking on patiently. What kind of thoughts could I have after such a performance? I wanted to make a statement for a long time, and I finally did it with my coaches, made my coaches proud. John Anik says, you made a huge statement, 5 straight UFC wins. We're going to look at the highlights. Your thoughts on the end of the fight, says John Anik. As we see the highlights of him not. And we're waiting on the repeat. Look at the hammer fist. I was feeling. I knew that he was slower than me. I was just waiting for the moment, and I caught him. John Anik says, "I know there was some animosity between you two guys. What did you two say after the fight?" And waiting for the translation here. We're waiting for the translation here. Everyone opinions was that it was stopped prematurely, so it was very interesting for myself to run it again and prove to myself that I could beat him, and I did. John Anik says, congrats on your huge win. Another highlight for the real bona fide contender Magomed Ankalaev, who now goes to 15-1.
Laura Winsby's, yo, Matt Ryan, why you drinking today?
It's Saturday.
Yeah. If it's Sunday.
These bottles aren't going to recycle themselves. I mean, what would you do? I guess you don't care about the environment.
No, not at all. And
that is our let the bottle sit up there and not get recycled. Shame, shame, shame.
That is our first fight of the night, and we are 300 subscribers away from 100,000 subscribers. So hit the subscribe button right now, ring the notification bell. Let's get to 100,000 subscribers and pressure our bosses at Combat Culture to send us the nice little YouTube plaque.
Yeah, we want to get that plaque.
I want the plaque. Give me
the
plaque. Hashtag we want the plaque.
Forget the smoke. We don't need the smoke. Who needs the smoke? We just want the plaque.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, you want that smoke? I don't know. I don't want the smoke. I don't want my hands are very Trumpy. We don't want the smoke. Okay, so as we look at the, as we see Ankalaev making his way to the makeshift green rooms, they could have done a better job with these locker rooms or whatever. They should have a ceiling at the very least. Dana White's Contender Series, UFC promoting their upcoming events.
Yes, come watch these fights for some reason.
Yes.
We've got Alberg versus Oliveira, which I almost read as Goldberg. Jacare Souza. Jacare's coming back on November 10th.
Wow.
Alberg versus Oliveira. I'm sorry, it might not be. It's these are upcoming Dana White Contender Series. Unless there's another Souza. Is there another? Dana, why are you lying to me? Why are you trying to get my spirits up? Why are you trying to make me feel like I care? Why are they playing video packages to an empty house?
Yeah,
that seems silly. That seems
unnecessary.
Have
people there though?
They don't have fans in there, not yet.
Who is in there? There's people
just
sitting down.
Press.
Just press and stuff. Maybe they're playing it for the press. I don't know. Maybe they're just treating it like you treat a show in case they got to get ready for fans as we get ready for the next fight, a women's flyweight fight.
It will be a women's flyweight matchup between Lauren Murphy and Lilia Shakirova. Not Shakarone, not Shakira, Ilya Shakirova. And we'll break down that fight in just a second. And Shakirova's UFC debut has not fought in over a year, and Harry, all but 2 of her fights have ended via decision. For Lauren Murphy, unlike Kutelaba, all of her fights in the UFC have gone to the 3rd round. But she's had big losses in the past. She's lost to Sijara Eubanks, Caitlin Chukagian, Liz Carmouche, and Sarah McMahon. But Murphy's walking into tonight with a 3-fight win streak over Mara Romero Borella, Andrea Lee, and Roxy Modafferi. All 3 we have seen before here on the show. I'm going to go with Lauren Murphy here. I feel like that's the easier choice. Like, this is a stay-away fight for me if I were to, put some things on this fight. If I were to punch and parlay, as my friend Dave Mannion over at SBR would say. This is a stay-away for me, but I think Lauren Murphy gets the win here. It's probably going to be a decision victory for Lauren Murphy here.
Well,
tonight.
I would say, it's, this is the UFC debut for Shakirova. So, you're coming in with a little bit of... it makes a difference.
And I believe it's on, 9 days' notice.
Yeah, so it's there's a lot there. But, that's the beauty of those, taking those fights on short notice. A great percentage of them you end up losing, but every once in a while there's a huge upset. And it's not improbable. No fights this year, of course, as you mentioned. And like you said, all but 2 fights ended in a decision. So we see more promotions for Abu Dhabi to remind you where they are at. UFC 254, thank you for joining us.
We're at 99.8. We are just under 200 subscribers away from 100,000 subscribers. Once we hope to reach that goal here tonight. So this afternoon, I'm so conditioned to say tonight.
Yeah.
Because
let's just pretend we're on Abu Dhabi time. You're already drinking. It's 5 o'clock somewhere in the world. That's why you drink. You drink on Abu Dhabi time.
I do. Yes, that is
which
exactly.
Which is really problematic for your day job.
Yes.
That you show up ripped at 9 a.m.
Somebody's got to teach social studies, Harry.
Listen.
Distance learning has made me.
You got to teach them what the Illuminati didn't write in those history books. All right.
We are under 100 subscribers.
All right, we're so close.
We are at 99,903.
We're treating this like a PBS telethon.
Yes.
Except we're not giving you any tote bags.
We're not even getting a tote bag.
if you don't subscribe, we are going to send you tote bags.
Yes.
And we're not going to stop. And you're not going to like what's in the tote bags.
And we don't even know where any of you live. We're just going to start sending
random tote
bags to people willy-nilly.
It's going to be like the Unabomber, but with books we don't read. That's it.
Don't say the...
Except with books we don't read.
Okay.
Nobody dies. You just get a pile of books about baseball that you're confused about. You got to empty that shelf out.
How dare you? How dare you?
You're not going to read the Bob Apodaca autobiography?
Apodax?
Apodax?
Yes, it's Apofax.
Apofax.
A book about Bob Apodaca. Apofax.
Just facts? Fun facts?
Just fun facts about Bob Apodaca. It's 5,000 pages.
Yeah, it's really long. You'd be surprised how many facts you can learn. And they're real facts. They're not the Chuck Norris ones. If you ever want to know about Bob Apodaca, we'll send it to you. How did we get it?
Well, you were writing that whole rock musical about hamburgers, so I wouldn't,
People love hamburgers.
No, Hamburger, the comic.
Oh, the Hamburger. Look up Hamburger, the comic. So far we've recommended...
Louise Edmonds says I should do a shoey at 100,000.
Shoey?
I'm not ruining one of my shoes, but...
to drink out of the shoe?
I'll take a shot if we do get 100,000.
That only works with nice shoes. You just have sneakers.
Yeah, I have sneakers and like some boots. I'm not going to do that with boots. We are at 60 away. We're 60 away.
60 away, ladies and gentlemen.
We are waiting on the next.
Package.
Yes, we are waiting for the next fight because, as you said, Harry, first fight's going to end in the first round, and another 85 minutes of fucking video packages.
Used those video packages before. Lauren Lucky Murphy.
Yeah,
amazing blue eyes. Those are great eyes.
Yeah. And Shakirova. Looking like she's giving Senate testimony.
Yeah, it's a little bit. She's very stiff there. She's very stiff.
And even in her shadow punching, she's like, "This is what I know. I know I have to do this." It's very robotic. She looks like a video game character.
Yeah,
She looks like someone in UFC 4.
But not 4. A current one.
No.
Like
UFC Unleashed 2, where they had the video packages.
Like the old
She punches like how Little Mac runs in Punch Out when they're doing the running sequence.
Oh boy.
And she can murder us.
Oh,
we're going to be very contrite.
We're trying to be helpful.
Yes.
That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be helpful.
I'm trying to help Ike.
Oh, you're trying to help Ike? One of my favorite scenes from
that
movie. Well, I mean, it's a great line. As we look at the comments, thank you everybody for comment. This guy Liz, I think you mean lies, sir, and maybe. We didn't take an oath here. We could lie. We could be lying about this whole card. If there's ever a UFC card on April 1st, we're just going to start making up results.
No, we'd get fired.
Could we? It depends on the numbers. If people watch, we're not going to get fired.
Laura Winsby, Matt Ryan, take 5 shots, no balls.
Are they saying take 5 shots, hold the balls, or whatever? No balls in
or
the
I
shot,
have,
or you
no balls.
I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Megan O'Leary.
Oh my God, we're less than 25 away.
My goodness. Dressed in Irish green. Let's see. Let's get out now.
And we're going to see the debuting fighter make her way to the cage. And this is going to... Shakirova. This is going to be interesting for the debuting fighter. Less than 2 weeks' notice, the Uzbeki fighter, whose Instagram is official Shakirova. So the unofficial Shakirova could not make it tonight, so we got the official Shakirova.
Lucky us.
And if you got that call, like for you, probably would be comparable to getting on the Tonight Show.
Sure.
Or Comics Unleashed with Byron Allen. If you got 9 days notice.
Hold on, getting called from Comics Unleashed is like getting a jury duty notice. Just so you know, you're like, I don't want to go, but I know it's my duty. It's the responsible thing to do. I got the phone call. No, I mean, listen, you prepare as much as you can. I think there's a lot more training, that physical needs that you need to be prepared for as far as the fight. But yeah, it's got to be. But it also does. The benefits of taking short notice fights are a lack of stress that you have to deal with, not all the nerves that you led with leading up weeks.
Harry, I don't mean to interrupt you,
sure, please go.
But we fucking did it.
Yay!
We are at 100,008 subscribers. We getting a plaque, baby!
Yes.
Hell yeah! So
Yes.
I will have this. Those who pay our bills, you will have my address by the end of the day. Please send it there.
Send the plaque
make it look
there.
pretty.
And throw some snacks in there.
Yeah,
if you
you
can.
know.
We're hungry.
Some soda crackers or something.
I'm doing keto, so there's like some almonds, some smoked almonds. Not the ones with sugar. It defeats the purpose if you throw a bunch of coconut covered. And
a shout out to Chuck Eshelman. I'm clicking subscribe for this day in history. Do not let me down.
We won't. I mean, if you
Jesse
want to start
Campbell.
this from the beginning, you can see Matt spill a soda.
No, you
Oh,
can't.
you can't?
No.
They don't have it? All right. Sorry.
Jesse Campbell, I subbed. Who you got, Khabib or Justin? We're going to give our predictions for the main event right before the main event. Lauren Murphy making her way to the octagon. We are 3 fights away from our main event for the undisputed UFC light heavyweight title. And a shout out to Steph dealing with the deluge of the nearly 5,000 people who are in here right now.
Yes.
Watching us watch the fights.
Ask her when we're going to show the fights. She loves that,
Yes.
by the way. If you could do that. Keep asking her when we're going to show the actual fights.
Government Bill saying my 2 favorite hairy-chested thick boys with a Z.
Well, thank you.
We're glad to be here.
Thank you. Thick Boys was the name of our hip-hop group.
Yes.
It did not last long.
No, it did not.
It did not last long. We did end up with a record deal. We sold
It was on
37 records.
And it
It's
was
very
on
odd.
Sugar Hill, too, which was weird because it
Right.
was 2011.
Right. Well, you know, we're the last one. Somebody's got to put the nail in that coffin.
The noob wanting a shout-out.
The noob sounds like a character on Different Strokes or whatever that you never see on camera.
Yeah.
Like, I got beat up by the noob again. Lauren Murphy tied second longest active win streak in UFC flyweight division.
A former Invicta FC bantamweight champion and the 3rd highest strike weight in the bantamweight division's history. This fight, though, not at bantamweight. This fight, I believe, is set for women's flyweight. So this will be an interesting move for her. Sign of respect to Shakirova. Murphy dapping her up.
Murphy stomping around in the ring, quite literally stomping. As we look at the tail of the tape.
37-year-old Lauren Murphy going up against the 29-year-old Shakirova. 1-inch height advantage for the 5'5" Murphy, both coming in at 126 pounds. Murphy at a 67-inch reach to the 65.5-inch reach of Shakirova. So watch Murphy try to keep a distance here tonight against the debuting Shakirova.
And if it's possible to look nervous in a picture where you're standing still, Shakirova has done it. You know, she is, again, UFC debut. There's a lot to be nervous about, short notice, but her body language indicates she is, seems to be feeling a lot of energy going through.
Yeah.
That means absolutely nothing, though. I mean,
she's the plus 170 underdog, though. But a plus 170, that's not a bad line.
Not bad.
For someone like Shakirova on the main card. Someone said that I have a beard that looks Irish. Well, I am mostly Irish, so...
Mostly Irish, but completely drunk. Matt Ryan.
I am stone sober.
That's what drunk people say all the time. He's not drunk. I'm required to say that. He's not operating this broadcast drunk. Legally, we cannot do that.
Laura Winsby asking Matt and Harry, what was your favorite fight in 2020? There have been a few. It's been hard. It's a difficult one. We've said what a fight numerous times.
Many times. You know, honestly, the best fights were the ones that I can't recall off the top of my head because they weren't the main events.
Yeah, there were a lot of great prelim fights.
I enjoyed the Conor McGregor using that shoulder strike and ending that fight very quickly against
the Conor
Cowboy Cerrone. That was, I was just excited to see Conor as always. But there's been so many great fights.
And he might be fighting Dustin Poirier in January.
Before the end. By January.
And
all right, here we go.
Our referee, not Jesse Holland. And Shakirova standing back towards the fence, letting Murphy control the center of the octagon. Pardon me, this is a flyweight bout.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah, I'm just making sure I was correct.
Yeah, you were correct.
20 seconds gone by. Murphy controlling the center of the octagon. Low kick by Shakirova, not landing. Trying to find some rhythm here is the debuting Shakirova against the veteran Lauren Murphy. As we said, Murphy has suffered some major losses to the likes of Caitlin Chookagian, but is currently on a 3-fight win streak, looking to make it 4. Left hand landed by Murphy, but it was a passing left hand, 420. Nice left to go in round number 1.
Murphy controlling the center of the octagon very calmly. A lot of pacing from Shakirova, landing some kicks, but nothing too crazy, nothing too powerful. But now, pacing back and forth, Murphy looks like she's going to try to pin her against the cage somehow if she can get any movement. But definitely controlling the center of the octagon as we're 3 minutes and 55 seconds left in this first round.
Battling back and forth. Kick to the body by Murphy. Shakirova looking a little tired here, breathing heavily from the mouth. Throwing a left hand, not landing.
I think it's a lot of nervous energy. She's got to, if she can survive this first round, which is going to be tough. She needs to survive this first round, rather.
Yeah, she's got to get through round number 1, try to fight through the nerves, and then find an opening. Low kick, Murphy blocks a head kick from Shakirova. Spinning back fist by Shakirova.
There we go, getting some
Just
momentum going.
Smashing the buttons like it's me in UFC 4. Left hand not landing by Murphy. Pardon me, not landing by Shakirova. Body kick missing. Quick combinations by Murphy. Not landing, but getting Shakirova's back against the fence. Shooting the takedown. Picking the ankle to Shakirova, but Murphy gets right back up and in a position to knee Shakirova. Lands the knee, and now they'll go back to the center of the octagon. Under 3 minutes left to go in round number 1.
Wow, a little bit of explosion from Shakirova. Murphy able to shake it off completely, calmly, right back to the center position. So, you know, some good movement from Shakirova, but nothing that Murphy was too scared about. And she continues to maintain the position at the center of the octagon. Shakirova taking a swing. Murphy gets her against the cage, goes for a couple combinations. 2.5
minutes left to go in round number 1. Murphy controlling the center. Shakirova now doing a little bit of a dance. Seems to be getting into a rhythm here and might be trying to find an opening. Keeping her hands low against Murphy, who has her hands up high. Murphy now leading once again, getting a couple of shots and got an overhand right to the skull of Shakirova, who put her head down.
She went real low though with those strikes. And again, but Murphy right back to controlling the center of the octagon.
Tried that overhand right that Shakirova did not land. Minute 57 left to go in the round.
This gets pressed against the cage there. Murphy
against the cage, quick 1-2 combination landed by Murphy onto Shakirova, the number 5 ranked fighter in the division. And a sign of respect there. A minute 38 left to go in round number 1 of a 5-minute round fight in the UFC flyweight division.
Shakirova again, a little just kind of bobbing and weaving. Does look a little winded here. Maybe spinning heel
back kick,
but nothing too damaging again.
Minute 19 left to go in the round. Left hand not landed by Shakirova. Dancing around. Kick to the chest does not land. Kick attempt by Shakirova does not land. Right now, Murphy's been controlling the momentum and has been really the one who's been dictating pace in round number 1. Shakirova's still fighting through those nerves.
Shakirova's gotten a lot of strikes, but none of them significant. And then now she's going for the knee, trying to take Murphy down. Murphy holding on. Murphy has her back against the cage. Shakirova.
And now elbows to the back of the head, trying to break it up. And now punches to the face of Shakirova, who keeps trying to go for a takedown. Great takedown defense by Murphy, who got her ankle picked earlier in the round, but found a way to get right back up. Knee to the outside of the thigh by Shakirova. Murphy trying to transition out of this with her back against the fence, trying to break through the grapple, gets it, blocks another suplex attempt by Shakirova trying to do for a throw, and not allowing Shakirova, to get set and planted and go for the throw. Body kick by Shakirova, and she expended a lot of energy there trying to take Murphy down. And a high kick not landing by the 5th-ranked Murphy.
7 seconds left here as both fighters back to the center of the octagon. Both fighters just pacing. And that's the end of round 1.
And great effort there by Murphy, stuffing that takedown attempt. And you got to wonder how much that took out of either fighter. Murphy, obviously, more experienced inside the octagon. But
let's hear the corner. That's the best she's got. They're telling Murphy, you're doing great. Go to the body, they keep telling Murphy. Go to the body. If she gets clinched, let her hold on to it for a little bit. You can tabletop. You can step around the side whenever you want to. I mean, she definitely has a size advantage. For sure. And Shakirova's corner. No translation, unfortunately, for Shakirova's corner. You can beat her. Just move more. They're telling Shakirova.
Well, we're just about an hour and a half away from the main event, hopefully, depending upon how these fights go and how many video packages they have to get through. And shout out to Natalia19124 saying Matt in all caps. Hi, Natalia. Good to see you again.
And here we go. Round 2 starting up. Murphy again maintaining control of the center of the octagon. Both fighters pacing. Shakirova bouncing around from left to right. And Murphy with a couple strikes. Shakirova misses a punch. Murphy again goes back in. Front kick.
And don't forget to subscribe. We got over 101,000 subscribers now.
A miss by Shakirova. Murphy makes her pay with a small punch. A front kick from Murphy.
A head kick by Shakirova. Now we're getting into the thick of it.
Another front kick from Shakirova.
Standing in the center of the octagon, Murphy controlling pace, trying to find an opening. You saw her feign that left hand. She was pulling back her left hand, but didn't do anything. As Shakirova throws an overhand right that gets nothing but air. Straight left landing. Quick combination by Murphy getting one of those two. Piecing Shakirova up against the fence. Side kick by Shakirova landing, but eating a couple of punches from Murphy. And Shakirova on her bicycle now, trying to find a way to break up any attempt by Murphy to land more combinations. 18 head strikes landed by Murphy so far in this fight. Only one landed by Shakirova. And a knee to the body by Murphy. 2 shots to the body. Grabbed a quick clinch of the neck and landed 2 knees on Shakirova's midsection.
And Shakirova looks tired. Hands are down. She's gasping. She has to keep moving. Murphy just methodical with the strikes. But a couple front kicks from Shakirova. Murphy continues to look unfazed by it. Very focused.
Shout out to Muhammad Amjal listening to us while he's at work.
Thank you, Muhammad. Murphy again just biding her time, picking her spots. Ooh, it lands a nice left hook.
Quick combination by Shakirova going down and up, not landing many. 3:05 left to go. Shakirova really trying to find a lane here to get an opening. Right hand's landed by Shakirova.
Murphy being very methodical here, maintaining control of the center of the octagon. Goes for a head kick, but it misses. Pacing. Ooh, a side kick from Shakirova.
Knee to the body by Shakirova. Uppercuts in the clinch by Murphy. Murphy now trying to go for the takedown. That may not be the soundest strategy, but maybe trying to get Shakirova to work, and she gets the takedown. Murphy now in top position. Trying to push out and get into mount. Elbow caught by Shakirova, trying to lock in a submission after the elbow attempt. And now Murphy, realizing the error of her ways, almost grapevine. Now Shakirova from the bottom trying to pull a submission. Shakirova trying to grab the arm of Murphy. Murphy trying to fight out of it. Murphy needs to get to her feet even though she's maintaining top position. Shakirova sucking air here, but finding an opportunity, trying to steal a win here in round number 2. Minute 51, and now Murphy getting back up to her feet, Harry, and Shakirova kicking right into the hip joint. And it looked like for a second Murphy was
giving up her back. Shakirova's giving up her back.
Murphy almost looked like she was going for a scorpion death drop, but now RNC attempt, and Shakirova in trouble. Murphy trying to clinch it. Shakirova trying to fight out of it. Trying to fight it. She's getting squeezed out, and that is it. Under a minute and a half left to go in the round, and Lauren Murphy taking a risky takedown attempt, nearly getting caught a couple of times into an armbar or a Kimura, but finds a way to lock in the RNC after Shakirova gave up her back. Murphy had the top ground. She got back to standing, but went right back down and stole that fight with a submission. Great attempt there by Lauren Murphy for her 4th straight win.
Patience and waiting for Shakirova to make a mistake, and she did by giving up her back. And Murphy capitalized on it. Immediately went for the rear naked choke, got the entire forearm across the throat, and there was just nothing for Shakirova to do at that point except tap out. Unfortunate for her. She could not get loose. Grapevine the waist, picture perfect rear naked choke, and the patience of Murphy pays off as she will now move to 14-4-0.
Great effort there by Murphy and Shakirova. Shakirova on 9 days notice, getting a great effort there. Great showcase of her skills.
Well, you could see that maybe a lack of training or a camp definitely showed in the wind for Shakirova. She looked exhausted most of the fight. A combination of that and nervous energy was just an inexperience, just a perfect storm. for Lauren Murphy to capitalize as Bruce Buffer gives the official announcement.
Top comment so far of the day from Rage-Filled Virgin, spelled with Vergin, the non-traditional spelling. Matt Ryan, are you related to Tank Abbott? I don't think so. I think they're talking about my
it's possible
sweet
your
goatee.
mom got around.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's improbable. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that.
I don't think she went to many Orange County bars in the late 1980s.
Let's see here. John Anik interviews Lauren Murphy. Congratulations. How do you feel? I feel amazing. This has been one of the best weeks of my life. I want to thank the UFC from the bottom of my heart. The W Hotel in Abu Dhabi to get my first submission win in the Jiu-Jitsu capital of the world. Tops everything off this week. Thank you. So John Anik says, very nicely said. So you show up in Las Vegas expecting that you're going to fight somebody else. You got Lilian Shakirova. What was your mentality when you were going to get a new style of fighter? As soon as we found out, she says, I'll fight anyone. I'm one of the most well-rounded fighters, not just in this division, but in the UFC. I can do it all. I can wrestle. I can grapple. I can strike. I can do it all. I'm well-rounded. I'm tough. I'm mean. I have 2 finishes in my last 4 fights. I'm on a 4-fight win streak, longer than everyone. She sounds like she's running for class president. I've fought all random opponents since Division Open. I believe with this finish tonight that I'm the true #1 contender division, and I should be next in line for a title shot. And if you elect me class president, I will get pizza day for lunch every day.
Tank Abbott will not be in my closet, unlike certain people.
There we go. Oh, no. Big shout out to Houston, she says. To Anchorage, Alaska. I love you, 907. That's not going to catch on.
How do you get from Houston to Anchorage, Alaska?
I don't know.
And Harry, was Tank Abbott in your parents' closet? People want to know. The people want to know.
No, my mom wasn't banging Tank Abbott. I didn't discover him in a closet. Deep cut.
Was it R. Kelly?
No, because it wasn't 48 hours long.
Shout
out to R. Kelly, everybody.
No.
Hey, man, stay strong.
Government bill. Lauren Murphy was probably awarded Miss Congeniality and class valedictorian.
I mean,
she actually
is Anchorage, it's possible.
She is in the running for UFC 254 class president. It's her, John Anik, and why were they doing mustache poses?
That I don't know. There's a lot more. I mean, if only she had taken more time to explain more things from her Wikipedia page. Be very excited. I mean, listen, she's not wrong. Her resume does speak for itself. But sometimes you got to be your own hype man, and Lauren Murphy is not shy about saying how great she feels she is as a fighter.
Well, Harry, when you get your credits given before you go on stage.
I do when I do stand-up comedy, and you can see all that on YouTube, or follow me at Harry Terjanian.
You can see him at Leon's Chuckle Hut on the corner of Lenox and 195th Street.
They shut it down.
They shut it down
due to COVID. They shut it down. We were doing outdoor shows out there, and they said. It was too sexy.
What about Pinata Larry's?
Pinata Larry's, they're operating at a smaller capacity, which is really ironic because it's a lot of it's full of candy.
What about the Stan's sister club, The Sit?
The Sit? No, it's no good. No good. Someone called a bomb threat into it. Shut the whole thing down.
Was it Seth Simons?
Yeah, that's a deep cut for people.
We are at home. Dude. It has been a big day so far. Fuck Seth Simons. Big day so far on the show. We have reached over 100,000 subscribers. We have Fat Baby translation by Olive, who's currently napping.
Pretty good.
Jacob Malcoon will be coming up next. He's 4-0, and he's fighting fourth from the top in a UFC fight.
That is
explain this to me.
Sometimes it just bees that way. It falls into place.
Someone watching this, explain this to me. And I would love an answer. Let me know on the Twitter machine at MRyan Consulting.
If you have an answer, or if you know where Matt's real dad is, whatever information, let us know.
Yeah, follow us.
Nurmagomedov getting a police escort from the hotel.
Is he the fucking president? It's a block away.
Oh,
he could dance there. He could cha-cha slide there. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not cha-cha slide there?
You know what?
Turn it up.
I don't know if he knows it.
How low
can you go?
He's more
of a Cupid shuffle guy.
Down, down, do it down, do it down.
Shout out to people at weddings. Oh, this is some highlight. Oh, they're doing backyard fighting right?
in UFC 4.
UFC 4.
Yeah, I have not played that part yet, but I've got to. Like that's one of the
Kimbo's
things.
in it. I forgot.
Yeah,
about
Kimbo's
that.
in it. Brock Lesnar's in it now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And there's
Shout out to
Kumite
Brock
version.
somehow making money in ways no one else gets to make money. He's earned every penny of it.
Yes, he has. Why are the belts so ridiculously big in that game?
I don't know.
Do you think
Brock Lesnar?
Do you think Brock Lesnar's gonna end up back in the UFC?
It's not impossible,
It's
but I don't
not.
know why he'd do it at this point.
John Jones and a barrel full of money.
I guess, but I don't know. The training, maybe he doesn't want to do the training. It's just so much work, especially for
if someone in their early 40s.
Right. I mean, it's just so much. But then again, I'm lazy. That would be my excuse not for any of these fights.
Yeah.
Why do any of these guys do it? It's so much work.
Takes too much time.
It takes too much time. So I don't know. I don't think so. I think he's never. Did he ever announce his retirement? Yeah, I guess he did once, right?
He pulled himself from USADA testing, so that ostensibly made him retire.
Okay, so he never officially announced it, but I think how old is he now at this point?
42, 43.
Oof. I mean, it's not impossible. He is a beast. But
Randy Couture won the world title at 40, so.
Yeah, but that was a different
Era
of UFC. You know, I think he beat a guy wearing fucking platform shoes.
Sonia Mohammed asking a very important question. Are you the commentators or a random YouTube channel?
A little bit from column A, a little bit from column B is the answer. Yeah.
We are the commentators on a random YouTube channel, so
Right.
that is how that works.
So what we're doing is we're providing commentary, an alternate commentary for you.
Yes.
Filled with things that you won't hear on the UFC commentary.
Like fuck.
Like fuck and shit.
Baba Booey.
A lot of those things. If you want to watch the fight and mute it, because some people have done it. Some people are just listening to us, our commentary, to know what's going on with the fight. Some people are just looking for a friend.
Yes.
We're here no matter what. As we see,
We're here to watch the fights with you.
Yeah.
That's the fun part. We have
it's a watch along.
Yeah, just because we have a studio and rented the Izod Center for some reason in the middle of a pandemic.
It was not as expensive as you would have thought. They got nothing going on there, so they're eager.
It cost a haypenny.
Yeah,
an actual haypenny.
As we see a lot of former New Jersey Devils roaming the area. I think I saw Scott Stevens, John McClane's out there.
Yep.
Riding around the floor waxer. It's interesting. All right. There we go.
Someone in the chat asking, Chuck Esselman asking,
Yes.
does your city have In-N-Out Burger? No, we live in the Northeast.
We do not have In-N-Out Burger on the East Coast,
No,
unfortunately.
we have Five Guys.
Loss. We have Five Guys.
We have Shake Shack.
I
What's
love
some of
In-N-Out.
those burger places we got?
They eat pretty good. Sonic.
White Castle.
White Castle, Burger King,
Halal Guys. Dan
McDonald's.
McNamara just writes Halal Guys.
Halal Guys.
It is delicious.
We do have Halal Guys. Very good. But we also have like 1,700 different food trucks that are 1,000 times better than Halal Guys. Nothing wrong with Halal Guys. They're great.
Their
but
bread, I don't know why. I think their bread is better, and it makes no sense.
They put cocaine in it. And
Oh,
you can't
that's
sue me
why.
for saying that because this is America, and in 2020, now you have to prove me wrong. That's how it works now.
Environmental Eller saying Sonic onion rings are the best. I did have them.
Sonic
the other
onion
day.
rings
They're
are great.
very good.
Sonic onion rings are great. They're better than the Burger King onion rings. I don't like the Burger King style onion rings. I like an onion ring that's almost no onion in it. I like
Just
a
all
nice
breading.
coating. Yeah, a nice coating. White Castle.
We've
also
got
great onion rings.
3 more fights left on this card here tonight. Coming up next, it is going to be a fight in the middleweight division. 4 more fights left to go. It'll be Jacob Malcoon versus Phil Hawes. It'll be Hawes' UFC debut. 2 UFC debuts, Harry. 2 of them. We got 2 of them on a pay-per-view.
A lot of
And it's not
craziness.
like it's CM Punk making his UFC debut. It's not like someone... No offense to Jacob Malcoon or Phil Hawes, but... We gotta...
It shouldn't be on a pay-per-view, you would think. What do you think Uncle Dana's doing? What's the thought process?
Padding the card.
Yeah?
Knowing it's gonna be
It's
a
gonna
lot.
sell no matter
we got,
what,
Yeah,
so
we gotta fill this out somehow.
Listen, sometimes you make
someone's watching college football and paid for this pay-per-view,
Right.
so we need to time this out It's like when Canelo. Remember
This
when
is
we
an
had?
interesting card, by the
Yeah.
way.
Next
UFC
Saturday.
Fight night next Saturday.
Uriah Hall versus Anderson Silva. Bryce Mitchell versus Andre Philly. Those are the
Greg
top
Hardy,
two fights.
not Greg Hardy.
Oh no!
Yeah.
And now
Oh, no.
Khabib making his way in his motorcade.
Oh no, the motorcade's going off course. He's going on the highway.
Why is there a white Bronco?
There's a white Bronco. He's going for it. Oh, they're chasing down Khabib. Khabib is leaving.
We're Comedy Styles.
Is that Al Cowlings? Oh no!
I've got Khabib in the car.
And Khabib's making a run for it. He's making a run for it.
This coming in, Khabib now just wants to be known as the Juice.
The Juice.
Oh, this is gonna ruin his Hertz rental card commercials.
Khabib has a bag full of $100 bills and a fake mustache.
And there he is, the UFC lightweight champion.
And they're ramming it.
Arriving like it's the red carpet to some sort of award show.
Yeah, shaking hands, which I thought we weren't doing. But,
Yeah.
shaking hands with somebody who must be very important, probably from the royal family.
Mm-hmm.
And making his way through is at the testing center. Maybe they're
No, that's just the red carpet for UFC Fight Island.
I do like the red carpet. This is interesting.
It adds an element to it.
I like anything that
Khabib has
changes
his
it.
own hat holder. That's what happens when you get paid tens of millions of dollars
You
to
could
punch
just
people in
hire
the
someone
face.
to hold your hat.
Hopefully he doesn't end up like MC Hammer.
Oh boy.
Gigantic house with Khabib time written on the gates. And Homer Simpson buys it and he has to
Hammer down the hammer time.
It's an underrated episode.
I don't remember that episode.
The Behind the Laughter? The
Oh,
Behind
yeah,
the Music
they
episode.
did a Behind the Music parody.
Yeah, Stephanie
That-
Sotelli, our resident Simpsons expert, recently watched all of the episodes in a row.
As she does every year, I do believe.
No, this is the first time she's done it all in a row.
In a row?
In a row, from stem to stern.
Okay.
I want to know her thoughts on the Beyond the Laughter episode. Harry, you read the chat. I will be right back. I'm going to
Take a little break.
use the facilities right quick.
Use the facilities. Say hello to Claude Lemieux while you're out there.
He's the bathroom
Another former New Jersey Devil there. Let's see here as I go through the comments section. Thank you for joining us, by the way, here at Combat Culture, Bloody Elbow, MMA Mania, all of our syndicated networks, I guess we call it. Who do you think will win? Who want to bet? How come when I get on the chats, it's all crazy stuff and gibberish here? As they prepare here, we see the odds here. Malcoon is a plus 195 underdog, while Hawes minus 250 favorite. As we see the walkouts, those asking when the fight is, I believe around 4:15 our time. East Coast time is when the main event will be. As we go look over everything going on, the highlights package, Jacob Malcoon. These bios, not much to them, unfortunately, because this is a UFC debut for Jacob Malcoon. He is undefeated at 4-0 against Phil Hawes. Also his UFC debut. 4 straight stoppage wins, including the Contender Series win in September. The last loss was in 2017, a head kick TKO on the Contender Series. And he has fought on season 23 of TUF and was involved in the WSOF World Series of Fighting. Let's see here. Hope Connor is in the crowd. I don't think he is. I don't think they have people in the crowd. Give me Singapore timing. I don't know what time it is in Singapore. That's your problem. You got to look that up. I can't help you out. On the East Coast right now, to help you out, it's 3 p.m. So about an hour and 15 from now. An hour to go over in Liverpool. Shout out to Liverpool and all the Liverpudlians out there. That's right. I know how to properly say it.
Well, you were in that Beatles cover band.
I was. The long and winding road.
Yeah. You had brunch with the Not Beatles.
The Not Beatles.
At BB King's before it got shut down here in New York.
God. Shout out. R.I.P. BB King's. That lasted a long time.
It did, and it was very expensive to eat there.
Yeah, I mean, it was in the middle of Times Square, but they would do like a Sunday brunch that always, a church brunch after the fact. Guys, 2 hours is left till the fight, is what he says. I don't know, about an hour and 15.
Shout out to Sean
believe.
Lombardi watching us in Ontario, Canada. Shout out to Middlesbrough in the UK and Haley Pritchard watching us.
Indonesia.
We'll give
Malcoon, Indonesia.
And we've got our next fight making their way into the octagon. The octagon-like structure. That's Phil Hawes, 8-2, as you said before, Harry making his UFC debut.
There we go, checking in, and just a reminder, if you can find out as we wait, just why don't we do some plugs? Why not? You can catch all my stuff, see some of the stand-up I do at Harry Terjanian on all my social media. You can see clips on YouTube. And also the podcasts I do, Man School 202, Sex and Relationship Advice, episodes for free, available on YouTube and iTunes, and Catalyst Wrestling, of course.
Yes, you can watch Catalyst Wrestling Wednesdays at 7:30 Eastern Time on Fight Network in the U.S. and on Canada Friday and Thursday nights, and also on Gas Digital every Saturday at 11 a.m.
And the Fight app.
And the Fight app, yeah, FITE. I said that.
FITE. You didn't mention it was an app. I just want to make sure.
Someone asking, shout out New Jersey. We're in New Jersey.
We are in New Jersey, in the Izod Center, the empty Izod Center, filled with, for some reason, former New Jersey Devils who have decided to quarantine together. I think I saw Lou Lamoriello hanging out. Yelling at a lot of people.
He's just depressed about the Islanders.
Scott Gomez is around telling Randy McKay stories. It's crazy.
Someone asking, where's the dog? The dog is asleep. Pet the dog, you cowards. I'm not waking her up right now.
Yeah.
Aberdeen, Scotland checking in.
Aberdeen.
Jing Tong Tay, how many more whiskeys I have to drink to wait for the fight?
Basically we got an hour and a half, so probably 7 more.
7?
I don't know. Well, I guess Saturday afternoon you got your energy up. You could go for more.
No, as soon as it's done, I'm taking a nice nap.
I thought the guy from Aberdeen would be the one going. When are you going to keep drinking more?
Hernan Ruiz has $200 on Malcoon.
Oh, wow. Okay.
My guy, the temerity of someone to bet on this fight. All I can say is God bless you. That's it.
Obviously, you're looking to star in Uncut Gems, too. I mean, this is...
And we got a shout out from Darren High. Thanks for the legendary commentary. Darren from Exeter. Shout out to Exeter. Everybody who's saying, are we going to show the fight? No, we're not showing the fight. That's illegal. If you want to watch the fight, you purchase the fight from ESPN Plus. How can you do that, Harry? Yeah, click the link in the description below if you live in the United States. If you don't live in the United States, I believe UFC Fight Pass or whatever your cable or satellite provider is, depending upon whether or not they still do pay-per-view through those platforms.
Jacob Malcoon entering the octagon looking like an in-shape Drake or a bulked-up Drake.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. The 25 Malcoon is 6 years younger than Phil Hawes. Hawes standing 6 feet to the 5'9" of Malcoon. A 4.5-inch reach advantage for Hawes, who walks into the night with a 77.5-inch reach to the 73 inches of the opponent, Jacob Malcoon.
Bruce Buffer doing the introductions. Very dramatic hand gestures as always. That's what we love about Bruce Buffer. Fighting out of North Bergen, New Jersey. Hey, I know that area.
The COVID red zone.
COVID red zone. I mean, listen, they're all COVID red zones up here at this point. Except for the Izod Center. We are safe. We are following social distancing. Every former New Jersey Devil has one section to themselves. Yes. So it's very good.
It's uncomfortable to sleep like that, though.
I don't know. Bruce Driver brought an air mattress.
But how do you do that on a row of seats? And those asking for Olive can probably now hear Olive.
There you go.
She's woken up from her nap.
Be careful what you wish for. Let's see. All the way from Sydney, Australia, Jacob Malcoon. Which one of these two somewhat inexperienced fighters? I guess Hawes is the veteran of this fight at 8-2. Referee Jason Herzog. We go.
Someone asking, where are you at, Burger King? No, Burger King's down the street. And here we go, round number 1. Hawes coming in like a house of fire. Just stepping right into the octagon. Malcoon with his back against the fence. Already, both of these guys a little too excited, in my opinion. And looking to throw leather here. Hawes gets Malcoon on one knee. This is it. It's over. It doesn't even take 17 seconds. Malcoon gets got in under 20 seconds. And Hawes has made himself a player in just enough time to pour yourself a nice glass of whiskey. What an effort here. And I'm mad at him because we're going to have 97 video packages.
There we go, which means it's time to fill, vamp, and plug. We're going to be reading your comments. Try to make them good.
Yeah.
Try to make, I sound like the mall cop in The Simpsons. Try to have a nice Christmas.
Let's take a look at the replay here.
Let's take a look at the whole fight.
Caught behind the ear. Another shot behind the ear. Quick shot. Just get it. Oh, a left and then a right to the jaw. Referee stepping in immediately. Great job by the official to stop this. And we see again on one knee. Gets caught behind the ear twice and then gets caught with a left hook to the jaw. Something so bad where the Octagon girl got scared and had to hold the hand of the woman next to her.
And you see the reactions of Jon Anik and Daniel Cormier. And now Jon Anik has to find a way to take a 5-second fight and make a 3-minute interview segment about it. Good luck to Jon Anik.
Sean Lombardi saying a nice little combo. Was it clean? Sounds like a nice little combo. Was it clean? Yes, it was.
Oh, very clean.
It was clean. And a shout out to Sarah Manso, first time watching us, first time listener, first time commenter, watching from Pennsylvania, saying we are awesome. Thank you, Sarah. And a shout out to Steph for filtering out the nonsense in the chat. Over 450,000 playbacks so far. We've got about 3,000 people joining us so far across the Combat Culture Network.
Phil Hawes immediately after the fight ran over to the camera and shouted, "This is mine now." Basically announcing that he's here in the UFC to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And now moves on to 9-2, and unfortunately, the undefeated streak professionally of Jacob Malcoon is over. He is now 4-1 in his UFC cotillion, the coming out party. And Bruce Buffer making the official announcement, declaring the winner by knockout, Philip Megatron Hawes.
Megatron. Good nickname.
Is a nickname.
Solid nickname.
Not bad.
Solid nickname.
Here we go. Jon Anik saying this post-fight interview will be 5 times as long, he says. This is the second fastest finish by a middleweight in your debut. Congratulations. You belong here. How do you feel about the 18 seconds? 18 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say thank God, of course. I'm blessed to be here. I want to thank my teammates, Dan and everyone at Stanford MMA. How do I feel? Feel great. He says very casually, calm, cool, and collectively. Everyone knows about you, who followed you, knows about your power. Let's take a look. This is the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and it didn't take long. Your thoughts on the finish? He says, it was cool. I just knew if I landed, someone's going to sleep, so I just had to land it and take my time with it. I landed, so... So, Jon Anik says it was an amazing training camp, I'm sure, but it only takes 18 seconds. As you spin this forward, you continue with the middleweight tractions. Your thoughts on what's next? He says, I'm healthy. I head back home next week, and let's go back to Contender Series on Vegas. Let's do it. And Jon Anik saying congratulations.
That was Hawes' 7th knockout.
Wow.
There's someone named Blubba McFarlane in the chat just continuously running me down.
Blubba McFarlane?
Blubba McFarlane. So it's a Bubba McFarlane reference. Bro, you're wearing a balaclava in your comment photo, so really, who cares?
What is the balaclava?
It's the face mask.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Internet.
And they show the entire fight over. A little bit of pacing by Jacob Malcoon, but he just got tagged behind the ear.
He got caught really quickly and tried to, he got the energy, but
compose
Hawes
himself.
was right there.
Yeah.
He came out like a bat out of hell, went right in. Robert Gonzalez asking us, can you guys give a shout out to Brooke and Olivia? They're on a road trip in Houston listening in. You guys are awesome. Shout out to Brooke and Olivia listening to us in Houston. We've got MB _
Congratulations on that wedding,
yes.
by the way. Which is, I assume, why you would be running off to Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Either that or you want
or they wanted to get crunk.
You love strip clubs and firecrackers.
MB 2411 watching us from Bosnia. Shout out. Dan McNamara, is Matt Ryan drinking Proper 12? No, I am drinking Jameson Black Barrel.
But you have drunk Proper 12.
Yes, I have. There's an entire video on the Combat Culture YouTube channel of me making recipes with Proper 12.
With Proper 12 whiskey. The whiskey owned by Conor McGregor.
And a shout out to Dan A. White, also on his sojourn, unable to join us this show. May join us for UFC 255.
Hey, I hope you get out of that psych ward.
Yeah.
I think it's. I think you got a bad.
How
rap.
do you 5150 yourself?
I mean, if you do, if you're crazy enough, you can make it happen.
He tried to open a Broadway show during a pandemic.
I mean, he literally tried to break into a Broadway
Yes,
theater, though.
yes.
You word it improperly.
I can only.
He said he was trying
the
to open
lawyer,
a show.
You know, the lawyer is someone. Chuck Eshelman saying you got Combat Culture coffee cups. I'd love to have one. I'd love to have like Dan A. White coffee cup. There is Dan A. White merch.
There is
a poster. A poster of Dan A. White.
No relation to Dana White.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
But if you DM me on Twitter at MRyan Consulting, we can get that done. And I'll donate all profits to whichever charity you'd like within reason.
There you go. As we prepare for the next fight, which will be a while because they've got time to fill.
But this one will be a good one, too. Alexander Volkov versus Walt Harris. If you remember the My Balls is Hot fight, that was Alexander Volkov who got caught.
Well, that's a
by
hell
Derek
of
Lewis.
A claim to fame. It's not the best. Remember the My Balls is Hot guy? Oh, the guy he beat the fuck out of. That's me. Alexander Volkov.
That's his LinkedIn. That's his LinkedIn headline.
Yeah. The balls is hot. Oh my God, it's the My Balls is Hot guy. Well, I'm not the My Balls is Hot guy. I was the guy laying down on the ground when he took off his shorts mere feet from me and started talking about his balls.
My brain was bleeding at the time. And also, if you want to donate some money to the cause, if you like what we're doing, you can show your support for Combat Culture by clicking the $sign below, and we'll be join us in the super chat, and we'll read what you say.
Someone keeps just posting Khabib time. I don't know if they're asking what time the fight is or if they're
no.
It
is in fact Khabib time.
It is Khabib time, which is what he shouts right before.
Rob Rio saying Sal from Impractical Jokers. We know Sal.
We know Sal. Sal Volcano, good dude. I like Sal. That's a compliment. That means I've lost some weight because it used to be Jonah Hill all the time. So if I get Sal, I'll take Sal. Are we talking thin Sal or thick Sal? He goes back and forth a little bit depending on the season. I'll say hello next time I see him.
Sal Q asking Terjanian, what's that Armenian?
It is Armenian. It is in fact Armenian. So technically, I think I'm on a UFC or a mixed martial arts team. I don't know which one, just by law of being Armenian. I think if I step foot in Glendale, I am allowed to enter any jiu-jitsu gym or training center and just apply.
You do this Steven Seagal thing where you kind of just push people away and they flip?
Yeah. A lot of that. Like, where do you think you're going? Steven Seagal, the worst host of Saturday Night Live ever.
And that's saying something.
And that comes from Lorne Michaels, I do believe.
Yeah, Sean Burdure,
and
shout out
OJ
to him in New Hampshire.
Show, so.
Yes, well, that was in the 80s. That was in the weird time. That was in the pre-Ebersol era, I think.
No, it was in the 70s, I think.
It was?
Maybe, because I remember him doing a Saturday Night Fever parody. That's not that they... Oh, it was with the Samurai, because it was John Belushi.
Okay, so yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted a comment to make an OJ joke. Because I'm eager to fill time.
Wow, Figueiredo. UFC 255. Figueiredo versus Perez in a Valentina Shevchenko fight.
Yeah, see, that's where all those... that's the fights that should have been on this card, but got moved because the main event's already going to pay the bills.
Yeah. We're good.
Yeah.
Wait, we got to bring this to the UFC. We've got to bring this fight to Vegas.
Yeah. So thank you guys. Have you guys considered shaving your beard?
I shave.
You look younger.
I don't want to look younger. I don't want to look 9. Like if I shave completely, it's sad. I had a mustache for a while.
How did that help? Well, now you're going with the Colonel Sanders sort of.
Yeah, Steph calls me a sheriff from Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay.
Which is appropriate.
I said you look a little like Billy Connolly.
Yeah,
Shout out to Billy Connolly.
Shout out to
Great
Billy
comedian. If you've never checked out Billy Connolly, speaking of comedy,
head of the class.
Might as well plug. Well, that's how you know. That's so funny. Check out all my social media stuff at Harry Terjanian. You can see stand-up comedy. You can also see clips from my podcast, Man School 202, that I do with the great Dante Nero. Sex and relationship advice for men and women, life advice, and it's also comedy. Great stuff there. Also, Catalyst Wrestling. You can watch us all over the place on the Fight app. FITE, Fight Network UK, Fight Network Canada.
No more Fight Network UK. We are on a Fight Network Canada, Fight Network US, Fight Network MENA. We are now available in Saudi Arabia, in Abu Dhabi, and we're all available around the world through Gas Digital. Use the code CATALYST for a free 7-day trial, and also on the Fight app every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m.
Oh boy, a lot of good stuff. And of course, everything that's going on at Combat Culture and MMA Mania and Bloody Elbow.
Shout out to Bloody Elbow. Shout out to MMA Mania. Shout out to Olive giving me an in-depth breakdown now for the dog viewers.
I have learned to tune it out. I'm so used to it. I didn't realize. That just shows you my upbringing. I'm not used to dogs
Jesse
barking
Campbell
in the background.
Asking, is this my 7th drink? No, this is number 4? Number 3?
I'm going to say 4.
Yeah.
Well, you spilled the one. Do you count the one that you spilled? Or
no. Renee Lon saying, both of you absolutely suck. Thank you.
Thank you. But yet you're still here watching.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I take the time to type that.
And as I've said before numerous times, Jameson Black Barrel. It's a smaller bottle, Harry, as you can see, but it's
that
a
only
quality
means you
out.
can drink more of them. Let's see. Message deleted. I love that. Sorry, as we're just checking out some of the comments while we filling, because there's a lot of time.
Another
to fill
video,
in.
goddamn package, and now we've got the side. It feels like basketball when they have the sidekick, and there's the new assignee to the UFC, Michael Chandler, making the jump from Bellator to the UFC. One of those guys that Bellator had for a long time, an elite level fighter, now making his way to the UFC. It's going to be interesting to see what he's able to do.
Let's see here.
And Harry, you break this down. I'm going to go feed the dog.
Yeah. Michael Chandler, 3-time MMA world champion, MMA record 21-5, and he's talking about how he's exciting, being interviewed by Daniel Cormier and John Anik. Anik saying, "Why is now the right time?" Chandler says, "Certain doors stay closed for a certain amount of time, and all you can do is make the best decision you have. It just seemed like the right time. I put on one of the best performances of my life. I think me coming to the UFC right now is the perfect time, and I believe I'm going to be UFC light heavyweight champion." Cormier says that first round knockout you had puts you right in line. First knockout of a former UFC champion. He says, when you make your debut, what do you hope to see that keeps you where you're at right now? I want to just keep doing what I'm doing. I want to bite down on my mouthpiece, and I believe I'm one of the top 5. I'm a top 5 guy right away. Whomever it will be, we shall see. I believe I will be knocking on this UFC lightweight door. Cormier saying, when you look at everything, you seem to match up well with everyone at the top division. Did that play a big part in your decision to come in? And how quickly did you make the decision right now? Chandler says, I've known I wanted to be here for the last decade. I told Dana I wasn't not fighting here because I didn't want to. The opportunity just didn't present itself at the right time. Right now is the right time. At my age, I still feel like a spring chicken. I feel extremely young, extremely vibrant. I feel like the best I ever have been. So when I come out here and test it at the ultimate proving grounds in the UFC, I want a top 5 guy right away. Either I am who I say I am, or we're gonna find out real quick. And then John Anik saying, "You're adding some handsome to this broadcast booth right now." He is handsome. John Anik saying,
"Handsome man, Mr. Chandler."
You're jumping right in. Let's see. John Anik saying, "How soon, physically, literally, can you make that UFC debut?" Chandler says, "Real soon. The body can handle a lot. I take care of myself. I live the right lifestyle for the sport of mixed martial arts. But I like a little bit of time off. The holidays with the family. The opportunity knocks. You got to strike while the iron is hot. And I'm ready to get inside this UFC octagon. I've seen this thing thousands of times on TV. And it's time to get in there. It wasn't just enough to put on the UFC fight kit. To look at the UFC gloves and the fight kit. I want to get inside the cage. I want to prove to everyone in the lightweight division, everyone in the world, UFC brass, that when I step inside the octagon, I'm coming. I'm going to win the world title."
I would watch a Michael Chandler Khabib fight.
Listen, I mean,
I would watch that. I would watch the shit out of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be good. It's a great addition. Nice change of pace. Unfortunately, Bellator's loss is UFC's gain.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully this does not end the same way Ben Askren's move to the UFC went.
That's a rough one.
Yeah.
That has been a rough year and change at that point.
And also, let's look at Jorge Masvidal for a second, just very briefly. How he lived long enough to, be a hero, last a while, long enough to become a villain. And all the stuff he was talking about Colby kind of is moot now.
Well, I mean,
and
he took that fight on short notice.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, not even. Well, no. we're talking about like the thing he's been doing for the certain
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, there's always a chance for redemption.
Yeah.
When you can get back in and work your way up, but I don't know. We'll see. A lot has changed in the last year, in 2020.
Shit, a lot has changed in the last month.
Right. I mean, as far as the fighting goes, and and that's the beauty of it. It's all good on paper, and then you get these fights in the octagon, and everything changes. I know I'm not the first one to come up with that. I don't think I'm brilliant by saying that. There we go. As we see more video packages in preparation to fill.
And we're getting ready for the next fight, which is Volkov versus Harris. Good card so far.
It's been entertaining.
Fairly shocking how quick the Murphy fight ended.
Yeah,
I expected that fight to go to the distance, or at least go into the third round. We saw it go 1 1/4 rounds, essentially.
Yeah.
But now we're just having infighting. If you're not from North America, just leave. Why? We want everybody here.
We like everyone here.
We're a commentary show that's for everyone, no matter who you root for.
I'm used to American exceptionalism. I've never heard about North American exceptionalism.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were united in that.
Continental destiny?
Yeah. Like,
we are 2 fights away from...
Fuck everyone who isn't from Canada, U.S., or Mexico. We're united. We got the World Cup in 2020... What? 2026, I think?
One of them.
I don't know. The next one is 2022 in Qatar, excuse me, where they're going to be doing it in the winter for the first time because it's unreasonably hot, which makes you wonder why the fuck they booked it there in the first place.
To quote Seymour Skinner.
Yeah. It's all about...
Why is there a fight island, Harry?
The money, as Vince McMahon would say, in a Jamaican accent for no reason in the middle of the ring. It's all about the money.
ECW champion Vince, best Vince.
Yeah, that
or Memphis Vince. Memphis Vince, also
Vince.
Best Vince.
I mean, I like I like ECW champion shaved head wearing the do-rag because he covered the fact that he was bald and lost to a man who is now the president of the United States. That happened. Yep. We have a WWE Hall of Famer
in the White House.
We'll see what happens there.
Vote, everybody. If you live in America,
vote. Get out there and vote. Why you're not voting, I don't know.
Shout out to Zach in North Carolina. So, just random shout outs at this point.
Yeah, shout outs.
This show turns into like a hip hop song. Yo, it's like at the end of that Wu-Tang song. Shout out to the East Coast. Shout out to it just runs through like all the gods on the earth. I forget what Wu-Tang song it is. If you know in the chat or if you know on Twitter, please let me know.
Wu-Tang was great with filling those albums with everything other than hip hop. Like,
just
you got hip hop. Don't get me wrong. The Wu-Tang Clan is great, but you had comedy sketches, then prank calling Chinese restaurants. A lot of stuff. It was just a lot of variety. You got your money's worth.
A kung fu movie.
Yeah.
Third fastest finish in UFC history in
for Walt Harris.
Yep, 100% finish rate. 6th highest knockdown rate in UFC history. 1.44 knockouts per 15 minutes, which is a full 3-round fight. Are you guys going to show the Khabib versus Justin fight? No, we're not showing. We're not showing you the actual fights. How many times do we have to say
nice. We could have just lied and said yes, and you would have hung around like a jerk. For some reason, we don't do that. I don't know legally. I don't think we'd be in trouble legally if we said
no. We probably would.
But if we don't, we're not in trouble. If we actually showed it, we'd be in trouble. But if we're lying, you're allowed to lie. You're just not allowed to break copyright law. We could lie all we want, didn't I say Jimmy John's put cocaine in their bread or whatever like an hour ago?
Yeah, you did.
That was a lie.
Alexander Volkov, whose Twitter handle is Alexander Drago Volkov, so you know what mindset he's in. Well, Wu-Tang 7th Chamber.
Thank
you, Jesse Campbell.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse Campbell, for reminding me.
I gotta watch that Showtime documentary.
Yes!
That docuseries.
Yeah, I've not watched that yet. I feel like an asshole for many
really
reasons.
Stepping up their game. They got that. Have you seen that documentary on the Comedy Store? Mm-hmm. That's a good watch.
Yeah, I've watched the first two. Me and Steph have watched the first 2 episodes.
Freddie Prinze was a fucking asshole. And then I watched his comedy. I didn't love it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's
Freddie
pretty
Prinze?
good. Yeah. Shout out to. Do you actually live commentate the fights? Yes,
we do.
When there is no fight at the moment.
Unfortunately, what happens every once in a while is someone gets their clock cleaned within less than a minute, and then there's a lot of video packages. And I don't know if people want to hear play-by-play of video packages.
And a shout
Let
out
us know in the comment section if you want us to play-by-play screen grabs of Call of Duty.
Yeah. Shout out to Salman Rabbani watching us from Kashmir. A whole mid-season arc of The West Wing was focused on Kashmir.
There we go.
Rewatching that for the 9th time at the moment.
You love that West Wing.
I fucking love that show.
I'm not an Aaron Sorkin fan. I like everyone involved with The West Wing except Aaron Sorkin.
Are you going to watch the Chicago 7 movie he did?
Looks interesting.
It's got Frank Langella.
It looks interesting. I love Frank Langella. Just a weird statement.
Well,
you're not going to get on any other MMA broadcast.
Steph showed me Creepshow for the first time last night.
I've never seen it.
It's really good.
She loves those
Ted Hansen and Leslie Nielsen.
Oh, Leslie Nielsen,
in the same spot together. It was really good.
Wow.
It's carny as shit, but let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Walt Harris 37, Volkov 32. Let's take a look at the reach advantage, though. Volkov at an 80-inch reach advantage to 77 from Walt Harris, with a 2-inch height advantage for Volkov at 6'7", and a 9-pound weight advantage at 265 pounds to 254 for Walt Harris, as the number 7 heavyweight takes on the number 10 heavyweight. Once you go past like the top 15 in heavyweights, do people really do you really want to watch those fights?
I don't know. They're slow, they're sluggish, but let's see here.
Shout out to Gary Bronner delivering FedEx packages and listening to the show.
Oh,
thank you for delivering. Thank you for working on a Saturday, and thank you for listening.
And where's my mouth guard? I ordered it like weeks ago, man.
I got packages delivered yesterday. I had 2 new belts delivered.
Oh, really?
I
got to see those.
Yeah. Well,
I saw them?
Yeah, you've seen them.
Okay.
And I got pins delivered. I got my new pins delivered.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I received an Amazon package with nothing inside that was open.
You're fucking kidding me.
No, I'm not. Like one of those, the padded envelopes.
Yeah.
And it was like open, but no one had ripped it open. It was not sealed. And I still don't know which one of my things didn't arrive. I don't know. It has my address, my name. It was delivered.
We had that happen a few weeks ago where someone jacked a pair of earrings.
Oh, really?
A pair of Lisa Simpson earrings.
Oh, boy.
There are some real pieces of shit in the world.
That's got to be so disappointing where someone's like, it's earrings. And you're hoping they're diamonds and something you could pawn, and then it's
Lisa Simpson doing the hula dance.
Doing the hula dance. Yeah, I don't know which one. I mean, it wasn't stolen. It was delivered. Just nothing was packed inside of it. It's very obscure.
And here we go. We got a heavyweight fight here. This one's going to be a banger. And the bell has rung, and this one's underway. Alexander Volkov with Olmec from Legends of the Hidden Temple tattooed on him. Controlling the center of the octagon, and these guys don't give a fuck. They're throwing. High kick, head kick landed by Harris.
Commentary from Dwayne The Rock Johnson tweeting, gotta crush this training session now, but UFC 254 just started. This 2 p.m. start time got me all messed up.
Shout out to the owner of the XFL. We will call XFL games for money. Standing in the center of the octagon, almost kicked him in the dick by Harris. No affiliation to the Harris from Bebe's Kids.
Robin Harris.
The
late, great Robin Harris.
Standing in the center of the octagon, both men. Harris, the more active of the two so far, but Volkov, not a shrinking violet by any means, as we enter under over 90 seconds gone by in round number 1. Can kick by Harris, not landing. A lot more confident Harris, a lot more limber than he was in his fight against Alistair Overeem just about a month ago. Quick combination by Volkov. Now touching hands, holding hands in a sign of solidarity. Or just trying to stop each other from punching each other in the face. 3:46 left to go in round number 1.
And both fighters in the center of the octagon.
Low kick by
Harris. A little more pacing around the center.
Trying to find range for both of these fighters. Harris trying to get inside, even though he has a height and reach disadvantage. Low kick. Volkov lands a left hand, to the head of Harris. Now has Harris up against the fence. Harris will dance away. And now both fighters back into the center of the octagon with under 3:13 left to go in round number 1. Just trying to test his reach there is Harris. And you can see that left shoulder a little more pronounced. Rolling that outside shoulder, the inside shoulder.
Harris with a southpaw stance.
Leading with his right hand. Same thing with Volkov, both leading with their right. Pardon me, Volkov leading with his left. Trying to capture the leg body kick attempt by Harris. Ooh. Both men holding hands and then throwing punches. 2:41 left to go in round number 1.
You got a feeling this is going to pick up. Oh!
Quick 1-2 combination as soon as you said that, Harry, by Harris, and then a quick uppercut by Volkov.
The pace. You could sense at any moment there. They're both kind of feeling each other out, but not in a very slow way. This could explode at any minute. You got that feeling.
Body kick hard by Volkov. Harris throwing hands. Harris landing a solid left hand. Left hook by Harris.
Volkov still up, but that was definitely an impactful strike.
Volkov.
Oof. An uppercut of his own that landed pretty well, but Harris okay.
Looking like the heavyweight version of Dominik Dijakovic. Right hand now got Harris against the cage. Left hand by Harris. Harris trying to find an opening here. Trying to find a way to punch out Volkov. Volkov controlling the center of the octagon. Harris near the fence. Push kick against the fence by Volkov. Minute 45 left to go in round number 1.
Ooh.
Tried to take out the ankle, did Volkov. Almost tripped up the ankle of Harris. Minute 33, quick combination by Volkov. Harris staying confident, though, staying comfortable, trying to find a pocket here in round number 1. Right now, it's a mixed round. It's a split round for me, Harry, and it looks like there's a small laceration under the left eye of Volkov. I can't make it if it's a skin tag or a laceration, but a little bit of puffiness there by Volkov, landing a stiff right, but covering up is Harris. Both men with their hands down, ready to punch, but continuing to keep a fluid range of motion here, dancing around, trying to find their range here. Harris having to get inside, being the smaller of the two fighters with the less amount of reach. Quick hands by Volkov. Under a minute left to go in round number 1.
Also, Volkov has maintained control of the center of the octagon. Harris has been on the outside, moving left to right. Oh, he got tagged.
Volkov getting Harris up against the cage. Harris trying to fight out of it, covering up, trying to press off, trying to survive the round. 35 seconds. And Harris landing a couple of shots. We're throwing leather here with 30 seconds left to go in the round.
Back to the center of the octagon. Both fighters tucker themselves out a little bit. 24 seconds. A heated exchange, but now just a little bit of pacing.
Body kick by Volkov now. Both men standing and pacing around the center of the octagon. Volkov trying to go for a combination. Harris turtling up, covering up. Left hand landed by Harris.
A knee from Volkov.
And both of these men will survive round number 1 as we will go to the corners. Harry, what'd you make of that round?
I mean, like I said, both fighters before, it was a slow feeling out process. It had the nature to explode. It did. Harris looked winded by the end of it. Volkov landed. Both fighters landed a lot towards each other, but by the end of it, Harris looked a little bit winded. Let's see what his corner has to say.
Naked Snake telling me to calm down. Peter Fitzwell saying you should let your dog on the show. She's sleeping. Thank Jesus. Shout out to Malcoon watching us from Senegal in West Africa.
Okay, let's see. Harris's corner says, let's see if we can get him backing up a little bit. You shoot that cross low. Both guys throw kicks here. We see the highlights. Harris, what happened? Harris went for a kick on the inside leg, and Volkov caught him and was able to take advantage. But Harris landed a couple strikes of his own, but that shot looked like it rocked Harris a little bit. He covered up, turtled, managed to make it to the cage, and he was able to survive the onslaught. Very entertaining round. And both fighters prepared to come out for round 2 here.
Ignatius Zoomer saying, why are you so fat? What the fuck?
A lot of self-hatred, I would say.
Self-loathing.
Calories.
Steak is delicious. Round number 2. Harris faked the takedown attempt. Overhand right into an uppercut. Smart play by Harris. It was a risky gambit by the heavyweight. How do you see that? I think it's a 10-9 round for Volkov.
I gotta give it just barely to Volkov, yeah.
That all-neck tattoo is fucking with me.
The what? His Volkov?
Yeah, it looks like a jab. It looks like MF Doom's mask.
Oh boy.
425
Harris
left to go.
tried to go for another takedown. Volkov wasn't having it. Volkov's very calm, unfazed. Ooh, a strike landing by Harris. Volkov's still there, unfazed rather.
Shout out to Andrew from Memphis. Shout out to Stan watching us in St. Petersburg, Russia. And let's take a look at the significant strikes. 35 of 64. Volkov, 58%. 20 of 60, 33% by Harris. So if you're looking at the stats, Volkov with a narrow margin in terms of shots thrown and landed. But Harris is a gamer. He's standing and delivering here in round number 2.
He appears to be... Oh! Landed. Got a
Harris,
punch.
that's it! Volkov finishes off. Harris lands a quick shot. Couple of quick punches. And Harris is down and he is hurt. It looks like he might have hurt his hip. He is. Yeah, he's. Landed. Yeah, he's. There's something wrong with him.
He immediately grabbed his stomach. So
he something happened with his side. He might have torn his ab.
I don't know. It was right after the kick, so it might have just.
Oh, liver kick. Fuck. And Alexander Volkov looking to join Retribution and get the victory.
That's it.
Volkov
talking to Daniel Cormier saying, I was waiting for you, man. Where you go? I'm looking for you. And Cormier
Let's take a
saying,
little
my days of running are over.
Push kick to the midsection, caught him. That might have caught him in the liver. And then quick punches. Volkov knew he got him.
Right in the stomach.
What a smart move by Volkov. Hitting him with the Pat McAfee right in between the ribs. And then just lining up those shots and not Jesse Holland making the stop. As the official
has no choice but to stop it. Beautiful finish there.
Shout out to Aqib Khan watching us from Islamabad, Pakistan.
Khan! Aqib Khan! It's a different type of Khan, right?
Yeah.
For the Star Trek enemy. And Walt Harris. I almost said Walt Frazier for no reason. Walt Harris.
He's swishing and dishing his way to a loss.
Walt Frazier entering the octagon, crazy. At his age,
imagine
79 years old.
Walt Frazier calling a UFC fight would be the most entertaining thing on the planet Earth.
Well, I mean, he'd probably give Bruce Buffer a run for his money with the fur coats.
In the sartorial splendor, hell yeah.
The winner by unanimous decision, TKO. Alexander Drago Volkov. Sign of respect. Walt Harris looks like he's okay. He was able to make it up for the official announcements. John Anik steps in to interview. Congratulations. I know you got a lot of respect for your opponent, Walt Harris. Congrats on a huge win, man. How did it feel? Thank you so much. I'm feeling great. I'm going back to the win streak. I'm ready for the new challenge. John Anik says, what were your thoughts on the matchup with Walt Harris? It's a good fight, says Volkov.
Kozlov, yes.
Kozlov.
Vladimir Kozlov. Jerry Jarrett's his manager.
I'm staying here. I guess he's trying to say that he's staying in the division. I'll be here for a long time, and I'm going after the belt. They're going to look at the finish here, John Anik says.
Shout out to Abdul in India.
Did you feel like the body shot might be open? I worked on it, says Volkov. I work on it. Work on the punch with my arms. I make the body shot in the arms. I do. He's having a little trouble with. I go inside. Sorry for my English. It's better than our Russian. It's okay. It's okay, Volkov. I called you Kozlov, so it's fine.
Shout out to Andrew in Scotland. Blubba McFarlane about to do some meth. Good life choice. Shout out to Melbourne, Australia. Watching the fights. Watching us watch the fights. Yo, Matt and Harry, what was the fight that had all the build-up and then ended up sucking? There's a lot of those.
That list is too long.
Yeah.
And it's the fault of nobody, but I mean, definitely the last Cormier fight was a little disappointing.
Let's not talk about that.
You know,
made me sad.
I love Cormier, but that one was definitely, that's the one I remember. It's tough to keep track. There's so much going on, you know, but there's so many. I mean, you know. Oh, it's his birthday, too.
Happy birthday to Alexander Volkov getting the win here tonight against Walt Harris. And that's I feel for Walt Harris and his family.
I do feel for Walt Harris.
That's the shitty thing. Is Walt Harris fucking rules. And we got people watching us from Indonesia. A lot of people watching us tonight. We're over 500,000 playbacks. And
yes, international.
We want you guys to like and subscribe. We've got great videos coming up every week.
Are we still at 100,000, or did our drinking and
we're at 100,311 subscribers.
You beat it by a lot.
We have gotten a lot of subs today, and we're so grateful for you guys.
Subscriptions. I thought you meant sandwiches. I got excited.
Ooh, I can go for a sandwich.
You cock
I
tease.
have half a sausage, egg, and cheese in the microwave.
Oh my god! In the microwave?
Yeah, because I ate half of it, and I was like, where else am I going to put it?
Well, obviously, you guys don't have roaches. It must be nice to be able to leave food in the microwave.
Yusef Hakim saying Harry Terjanian is Kim Kardashian's cousin. Shout out to South Georgia. Shout out to Yves in Belgium. Shout out to Muhammad. I appreciate your work. Always Pakistan. Suhail asking, who exactly are you guys? How are you related to MMA? Well, I'm MMA's cousin.
There you go.
And Harry's my roommate.
Yeah. I'm not related by blood.
No, through marriage. Yeah.
Through marriage is how I'm related to MMA. I don't know, much like everybody else, we're a couple jerks with a show. And you can enjoy it or not. Hopefully, most of you seem to be enjoying it. Thank you for joining us on Combat Culture, Bloody Elbow.
Jared Cannonier with the pick in his hair. 4th fight at middleweight, 3-0 at middleweight, 13-4 overall. We'll get into Cannonier and Bobby Knuckles in just a few minutes.
Oh, here we see Jorge Masvidal.
Changed the course of his career.
What
and
is this?
It's a promo for Jorge Masvidal. Alec Padua saying, take a shot, big boy. Not yet. Munchaholics Anonymous saying, I'm in Antarctica, real talk. All right.
Antarctica, real talk?
He's in Antarctica.
Oh, he's in Antarctica. Shout out.
And a shout out to Rogue Gaming TV from London. Shout out to London.
And we might as well do some plugs for our stuff. At Harry Terjanian is all my social media. You can check out the podcast, Man School 202. That's sex, relationship, and life advice for men and women. It's a comedy show as well. And also, if you love professional wrestling, and who doesn't because you're a smart, amazing person, Catalyst Wrestling, available on the Fight app and also on the Gas Digital Network and
Fight Network
Television.
Shout out to I Want Matt's Flannel from Delicia. We'll auction my shirt off on my Twitter at M.
Cut it up
Consulting.
and sell little patches with your baseball card.
We've got Belgrade, Serbia in the house tonight. We have Hawaii in the house. We've got Black Joker, David Wilkinson from North Carolina. Take your shirt off, spin around like a helicopter. We've got Lippi Bhattacharya from India. We've got Jacob out in California.
Oh, what are they doing? A promotion for the arena now?
Yep, it's Pravda. We've got some nice little Pravda going on.
And they keep showing the outdoor octagon, which I've never actually seen used in any capacity, just for that commercial.
It's just for plugs.
But they're promoting the arena for when this all ends in 2025, and we can get back to having 108,000. Someone should let them know that that's not exactly a thing people want to hear right now. 108,000 capacity.
And we're at over 100,000 subscribers, Harry. We're at 100,311. Whoa, Amber is the color of our energy.
All socially distanced, all 100,000. And we see the UFC Middleweight rankings. Of course, the champion Israel Adesanya.
Shout out to Larry from West by God, Virginia. We've got Silent Dragon out in South Africa. A lot of Pakistanis, a lot of Moroccans. Kosovo in the house. Sanzak, Toronto. Suhail asking us to live stream the fight. No, stop it.
We can't. We won't.
And it's a time for the middleweight fight. The co-main event, the number 1 and number 2 ranked middleweights in the world. Robert Whittaker, Jared Cannonier. 351 on a Saturday afternoon, Harry. Where else would you rather be?
Nowhere else. Definitely not Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
It's hot over there.
It's very
hot.
warm.
I hope they've got air conditioning. I don't mean like in the building. I mean, I just hope they discovered it over there. I don't know if they have it. I don't know how the world works. I still think it's 1983. We got air conditioning.
Laura Winsby asking for our predictions. Harry, who do you have in this fight?
In the Whittaker, the Jared fight here. I like Robert Whittaker. I mean, he's the number 1 contender for a reason, obviously, at 21-5. I like his fighting style. I think he's going to continue, and it'll be interesting to see him and Adesanya.
Yeah, we've seen
at some point.
I'd like to see a Whittaker Adesanya rematch, but Cannonier's a beast.
He is.
And we saw Whittaker piece up Darren Till a few months ago. Whittaker, Bobby Knuckles. I think he's post peak. I talked about this on the SBR preview show. Whittaker.
Oh, Whittaker.
I think Whittaker's post peak. I think those 2 fights against Jacare and the loss to Adesanya really, really fucked him up. I think Whittaker's in a good place, but I don't know, going up against a level of fighter like Cannonier, if Dana looked like he had some work done.
What, on his face?
Yeah, on his cheeks.
No, you got a little divot in there. Who knows
he's
what
got
it is?
some he's got some gels.
Are you thinking? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I'm thinking it's gonna be Cannonier.
Cannonier? Okay.
I think Cannonier's going to get the win here. It's hard to bet against Bobby Knuckles, but when you look at all the intangibles into this fight, Darren Till was a great matchup for Whittaker. Going up against a guy who, in Cannonier, is ready to throw bombs, who's ready for a fight. I don't know. It's hard for me. It's hard for me to give Whittaker the advantage after the toll his body has taken, getting to and retaining the middleweight title up until that fight with Adesanya, and then the loss to Adesanya. It's hard, man. It's a bitch. It's a bitch to predict.
Cannonier looks very impressive.
So Harry, what do you think we should do with the 100,000 subscriber plaque? Should I get like a chain for it?
If you can, to do a hip hop
like a
style,
chain?
like a dookie chain. Yeah, we could do a hip hop style chain.
Maybe we could do a Stanley Cup
take
thing.
Take it around.
We should get a
try
parade.
To drink off of it.
It's like a slot. It'd be like one of those vodka flugers, like you would get at Wicked. Have you ever been to Wicked Willie's in Manhattan?
No.
You're good for not doing that.
Yeah, I'm not a big drinker. What do they have?
It's like they had an ice luge there one time.
A lot of pre-COVID stuff that probably won't be.
This was like 8 years ago. This is like almost a decade ago when I started drinking.
Put your mouth on this funnel that everyone's shared.
Drink from this ice thing.
I think my prediction is post-COVID we're still going to do body shots. There's still body shots happening now. Some highlight packages from Robert Whittaker. As well, his training session.
Shout out to Imran watching us from Abbottabad in Pakistan. This is a pretty diverse Black Joker from Hawaii. We said already, Black Joker, that you're watching us from Hawaii.
Thank you, Black Joker. You know what? I'm going to use the facility.
You go
for
on
a
and
second.
use the facility.
Let's take a break where you can continue.
Coming up is our main event. Khabib Nurmagomedov going up against Justin Gaethje for the undisputed UFC lightweight champion. Let us know in the comments below who you think is going to walk out with the UFC lightweight title. We know we got a lot of Khabib fans. We've got Arman watching us from Nepal. Justin Unger saying he's from Transylvania. Sorry, Romero, not Jacare. Sorry, Yoel Romero. I flipped the two in my head. My apologies. We are one fight away from Khabib and Justin Gaethje. Shout out to Shoaib wishing us peace. Shout out to Tayata watching us in Nepal. Shout out to all of our friends from across the globe watching us here this afternoon here in New York. Shout out to Algeria. Shout out to Bulgaria. This is starting to sound like a Funkmaster Flex show. Yo, shout out to Bulgaria. Shout out to Algeria, which is a very northeastern reference. Shout out to Nikitha, who's a big fan. We're really appreciative. Larry out in Utah. We got Utah up in this motherfucker. Roll Tide to Daniel in Jasper, Laura in Winnipeg, Octave in France. Comment ça va, my friend, as Jared Cannonier makes his walk to the octagon. Man from the Killer Gorilla from Dallas, Texas, will make his walk to the octagon. B-Big saying if Gaethje can maintain his distance, he can win the fight. We've got Scarlett in Romania. We've got Indiana, Shannon Roach. We've got Tigger from the Tri-State. Hey, pal. Shout out to the Tri-State. Junad, shouting you out, my man. Someone asking, do I like fishing? I don't think I've fished in my lifetime. Really? I've never gone fishing.
It's all right. I enjoy it.
I'm going to use the facilities.
There you go. And let's see. I'll take a look at some of these commentaries as we see Jared Cannonier checking in here. This is crew after the introduction. It's going to be fun. Oh, Tunisia. Someone's just saying fish, not even asking if you fish. Just fish. Who do you reckon, Cannonier or Whittaker? We've already talked about that. I think it's going to be Whittaker under my extent. We see Jared Cannonier, some of his information here. Finished 11 of his 13 wins. He finished those fights. Tied for the third longest active UFC knockout streak. 3 in a row, back-to-back. And he thinks he's better than Robert Whittaker. He's said it over and over again. And as he checks in. More from the commentary. Thank you for joining us here at Combat Culture. Nikita Pinto saying, big fan of Combat Culture. Thank you very much. Shout-outs from Glasgow, Afghanistan, Pakistan again, Kashmir. We know. Say hello. I know you guys don't like this. Khabib gonna win. I don't mind Khabib winning, to be kind of honest here. And now Robert Whittaker, a.k.a. Bobby Knuckles, all the way from New Zealand, making his way into the octagon, or towards the octagon.
In the octagon vicinity.
In the octagon vicinity, octagon adjacent, however you want to say it. He's going to step foot in that octagon.
You got AFG Gaming watching us from Kabul.
Yes.
Josh Pelly up in Buffalo. Ayo, Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills don't suck anymore.
They don't. It's crazy. But the Jets still do, and the Giants.
You got Bangladesh. We've got more Scots in the house. Jay Smith from Queens. A Rage Beast from Eastern Kentucky. Vote out Mitch McConnell. Nico Crow from Greece.
Hey, my favorite musical. Shout out to Danny Zuko. You ever hear that story? Penn Jillette talked about what a charlatan John Edwards was?
No.
Some lady in the crowd goes, he's doing his cold reading. And the way cold readings work, because they're bullshit, is you just kind of give someone a general thing like... he goes, something or other. The word Grease comes to mind, and she goes, that was my husband's favorite musical. And he goes, oh, I meant the country. Like fucking moron. He couldn't even go with that. He had to win.
Gabriel in Brooklyn. Brooklyn stand up, my hometown.
Yay. What is the Brooklyn chant? I know it's Bed-Stuy, do or die. What is
Brooklyn?
Not good.
Yeah.
And Bronx is what?
BX stand up.
Down, BX.
Yeah.
The BX. Staten Island is stay out of here. And then the response is I didn't want to go there anyway. Staten Island, the least favorite borough.
Shout out to Delicia saying that stuffed piggy behind Matt. Oh, you mean Royden G. Pig?
Royden G. Pig. Let's look at the tail of the tape before we forget the middleweight bout here. Age is...
Whittaker's only 29. Cannonier's 36.
That's surprising, yeah.
The reach advantage for Cannonier is 4 inches. 77.5 to 73.5, both walking in on weight, obviously. And a slight height advantage for Cannonier. Whittaker looking good.
He looks in phenomenal shape. He looks very, very calm, collective. Cannonier jumping up and down a little bit, a lot of energy. I don't sense it to be nervous energy, but maybe excitement.
Throwing up the Rock. Rock is in the building. Harry, are you voting for Kanye? Have you seen the Kanye ads?
No,
they're
I have not.
Fucking weird.
Have they? Where are they running? Because they're not.
They're
running.
online only. They're online only.
Online only. Well, that's the way to get to those red states. Is he doing every state, or what was his thing?
Right in some states, other states he's on the ballot.
Thanks, Kanye, for always sticking your dick where nobody wanted it.
People asking, are we based in New York? No, we're in the Izod Center in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Close enough, as close as we can. Close enough to... far enough to avoid the property taxes, close enough to get the COVID cases. That's how we rock it out here in the Hudson and Bergen County areas.
We've got Justin over in Sleeper, Missouri. We've got Miriam in Spain. And we are getting ready for our co-main event at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. How wonderful is that?
I kind of like it. I dig it, man. It's the first time I still have energy by the end of the fight instead of being up at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I can eat dinner at a normal time. And Anders Olesen looking like a Bond villain is our official. We are a half hour away from our main event. That means it's main event time. Whittaker controlling the center of the octagon. Pardon me, Cannonier. Low kick by Cannonier to the back of the knee of Whittaker. 10 seconds gone by in round one.
Southpaw stance by Whittaker. Cannonier. Traditional stance by Whittaker. And both fighters in the center of the octagon, bouncing back and forth, feeling each other out.
Whittaker throwing that left hand. Cannonier keeping his hands up. Whittaker keeping his hands down. Trying to throw a straight jab. Whittaker did not land. Blocked by Cannonier. Kick to the knee by Whittaker to Cannonier. Over about 40 seconds gone by in round number one.
Ooh.
Cannonier gets taken down, and then Whittaker gets taken down. Cannonier goes for a head kick, slips on the invisible banana peel, and both men standing in the center of the octagon.
That'll be a highlight for Marv Albert's Wacky World of Sports.
Wacky Wide World of Sports. Yes!
He should still do those. I don't know why he doesn't. Both fighters back to the center of the octagon, feeling each other out here.
Right-left combination before that by Whittaker. The right landing, the left not straight left landing by Whittaker. Some defense by Cannonier. Body kick by Cannonier. Whittaker barely getting out of the way of that one. Almost a head kick landed by Whittaker. Blocked by Cannonier, eating his forearm on that kick. Forearm straight to shin. Whittaker throwing everything he can here, trying to find an opening. Ooh. Low kick by Whittaker, low kick by Cannonier, right hand landed by Whittaker, low kick landed by Cannonier. Another one trying to take out the knees, trying to chop the tree down is the number 2 ranked Cannonier. Both of these guys looking for a shot against Israel Adesanya. Whittaker tried to go for a wind-up punch, did not land, gets blocked, and gets hit by a kick by Cannonier. 3:07 left to go in round number 1.
More pacing.
It's a long fight. Whittaker knows that he's going to have to last. He doesn't want to open himself up. Lands a couple of jabs on Cannonier. Does the former champion.
Cannonier's gone in a couple times, landed something, and then eaten a shot to the face for it. So
I think he knows that he's going to have to do that. If he's going to want to knock out Whittaker, he's going to have to eat some shots. He's testing his chin here, and it's a dangerous game. Head kick blocked by Cannonier.
The sound of that was hard. That uppercut that he landed, that Whittaker landed, and another inside kick.
Cannonier trying to control the pace, but Whittaker controls the center of the octagon right now, Harry. It seems like a very even round. The last 2 minutes or so, we're probably going to decide this. It might even be decided in the last 30 seconds of this round. Standing in the center of the octagon, Cannonier missing with a kick, a head kick attempt on Whittaker. Whittaker controlling low kick by Cannonier. 2 quick jabs by Whittaker. 2:09 left to go in the round.
A lot of focus on Whittaker's face.
6 leg kicks landed by Cannonier so far. 3 minutes into round number 1. Cannonier trying to chop the tree down because he knows if you cut the base down, you're going to open up an opportunity. Derek Brunson saying an interesting fight here on the Twitter machine. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, you can look right below us in those little Chiron graphics. Low kick again by Cannonier, just trying to swell up that knee, and you can see some swelling, Harry, above the thigh, right above the knee, in the thigh of Robert Whittaker. Quad.
Again, a lot of back and forth here. Minute 30 left in this first round.
Really trying to find an opening here is Cannonier. Whittaker very confident, keeping his hands low. Cannonier a little cagey here, keeping his hands up. Overhand right does not land. Tried to go for the uppercut. Whittaker did not go. Cannonier missing with his own shot. Low kick by Cannonier. Blocking a left uppercut by Whittaker. Another low kick by Cannonier. 1 minute now left to go in round number 1 in our co-main event between 2 of the top middleweights in the world. Standing in the center of the octagon. 2 jabs by Whittaker not landing. 50 seconds left to go. Low kick by Whittaker. Rare low kick by the number 1 ranked middleweight in the world. Both men standing in the center. Push kick landed by Whittaker, but eats a punch by Cannonier. 39 seconds left to go. And Harry, hard to judge this round, but right now 10-9 for Cannonier in my opinion.
Fairly even. Still 30 seconds. Anyone's first round.
More variety from Cannonier. Left hand not landing by Whittaker, blocked by Cannonier.
No doubt about it.
A lot more hesitation on Whittaker's part. Cool, good combination there. Overhand left with a head kick by Whittaker on the Cannonier. As I said, this round can be stolen in the last 30 seconds, so we got to watch out. 8 seconds left to go. Body kick by Cannonier.
Blocks
Quick
the kick,
combination.
another.
Whittaker's trying to use his speed, trying to mix up the combinations, and we will end round one. A tough one, a toss-up round in my opinion. I would probably give it to Cannonier because he was able to utilize his game and his skill set. Whittaker controlled the early part of the round because he controlled the center of the octagon. But the further this round went, the more confident it felt like Cannonier was.
Let's go to the corner here as Whittaker's corner. Okay. You got your distance on. He's moving his head a little bit too much. Just watch the punch. Keep adjusting your feet. Shoot and strike when you can. He's turning southpaw on you. And you can see some inside kick. That outside leg kick by Whittaker just knocked... Cannonier knocked Whittaker down and kept trying to do it again. Yeah, there's a lot of combination, a lot of variety in what Cannonier was doing.
Shout out
So
to
it's a
Bully
very
the
close
Bull. Great commentary.
Well, thank you for joining us.
And we're going to get ready for round number 2. Who's has the better cardio so far? It's fairly even. I think Cannonier's the more conditioned fighter. He's the wirier of the two fighters. But it's fairly even in my opinion. Neither of these guys are really sucking wind. Low kick, 2 quick jabs landed by Whittaker on the Cannonier. But can't follow up. Cannonier peels back. Whittaker controlling the center of the octagon. 20 seconds gone by in round number 2. Feigning an overhand right was Cannonier. Trying to find something. Nearly lands a body blow. Low kick. Cannonier almost gets pieced up. Whittaker with 2 lefts followed by a right. Let's take a look at these body strikes. 19 landed to the head by Whittaker. 1 by Cannonier. 3 to the body by Whittaker. 4 by Cannonier. 4 to the legs by Whittaker. 12 by Cannonier. So kind of equally distributed about the body except for the head and the legs. Both guys taking an exorbitant lead. Whittaker aiming for the head. Cannonier looking to chop the tree down. And you're seeing a hematoma start to form on the leg of Whittaker. Yeah. Right head kick nearly landed by Whittaker.
And he's kind of limping slightly. A slight adjustment to his footwork. But yeah, you can see it's starting to get red on that left leg from all those kicks. Oh, a head kick by Cannonier.
Overhand right kick. Whittaker catches him, tries to land a couple of uppercuts like it was a hockey fight. Standing in the center, standing and trading. Low kick by Cannonier. Trying to just drive the leg. 29 total strikes by Whittaker, 18 by Cannonier. So if you're going by the stats, Whittaker wins round 1 and might be winning round 2. He seems more confident here. His hands are down. Cannonier's hands are up. He's in a more defensive stance. So if you're judging this fight, that may play heavily into it. Right hand landed by Whittaker. Both men standing in the center of the octagon.
Whittaker feigning a couple punches, but Cannonier not biting. And now it looks like Whittaker is a little bit tired, a little bit hurt. But he pushes forward, lands a strike.
That's gonna be the thing. Who's got the better gas tank? Upper shot to the chin, landed by Cannonier. Standing in the center now. Quick combination by Whittaker, blocked by Cannonier.
To me, it looks like Cannonier's fresher. It just feels like.
And it's going to be whoever's the more active fighter, Harry, who gets the judge's scorecard, so that plays into Whittaker's hand. Cannonier's got to throw more punches. He's got to appear more active. Low kick again, and they're going to probably look at shots to the head over shots to the leg because they're going to think it's the Hangstrom, matriculate shots. Quick combination by Whittaker. Lands a quick left to the jaw, and Cannonier keeps on pushing. Quick left by Whittaker, pushed away by Cannonier, might have landed. Cannonier trying to test his reach. Another quick jab by Whittaker. Whittaker feeling comfortable here, trying to find the pocket. Misses with a right, misses with 2 lefts. Body kick landed by Cannonier. 2:07 left to go in the round. 3 rounds in the UFC Middleweight division. 2:02 left to go in round number 2.
And Cannonier pushing forward, a couple jabs. Whittaker holding his base still. Getting back to the center of the octagon.
Whittaker controlling the tempo, but Cannonier trying to put some pressure here, trying to push Whittaker closer to the cage. This has been a good fight so far.
It's another close round again. I mean,
overhand left, but landed by Whittaker. Cannonier tried to defer. Overhand right, not landing by Whittaker, but throwing those quick jabs, trying to keep the motion. Another leg kick by Cannonier, missing one though. Tried to go for a hard swipe with that right leg, that inside leg to the outside leg of Whittaker. Another jab blocked by Cannonier. Minute 18 left to go in the round.
Cannonier trying to pace himself, trying to get something. I mean, he's been persistent with those combinations.
He landed a jab flush to the jaw. Whittaker lands a takedown and now has the back of Cannonier. 1:03 left to go. Now side control, standing in a head kick attempt by Whittaker from the grapple. Does not land.
Ooh.
And a stiff kick by Cannonier to the rib cage and the pectoral muscle of Robert Whittaker. 50 seconds now left to go in the round. Kick to the leg again by Cannonier. Gotta be more active. Kinda has to go for the leg. Maybe take a takedown here. May not be smart against Whittaker, but if you're aiming to fuck up that leg, go for it.
Yeah, he keeps hitting it. He keeps going for it. I don't know. He's been pretty consistent. I mean, maybe that's the game plan. I don't know. It might cost him on points, but I feel like Whittaker is slowly starting to wane here. The arms are down a little bit. I mean, he's still in this fight, no doubt, but...
A telling stat there, Harry, 21 leg kicks thrown by Cannonier.
Yeah.
Landed so far.
And, yeah, Whittaker, you can see the arms really down. Looking a little more gas. Cannonier fakes another one. Fakes another kick. 10 seconds left. Whittaker goes for a couple strikes. Cannonier brushes him off, goes for a front kick. 3 seconds left, and this should do it for round 2, and it does.
I'm giving Whittaker that round. It's close, though. Like, that's the thing, and you can see a welt forming underneath the right eye of Cannonier.
I might say Cannonier.
Really?
Yeah,
like,
just
it's
by the leg strikes
it's
alone.
10-9. The first 2 rounds, you can give 10-9 either way.
See what his Cannonier's corner is saying. Okay, I have more technical stuff here. Just telling him to breathe. I want to see some punching. You're landing everything. Yeah, they're not giving him much. They're more like focused on what's going. You're slipping beautifully, but we got a score. Yeah, you're letting him slip. You need to fire back. You're seeing the shots. That's all he's got. And yeah, significant strikes. You could see Whittaker has a lot more. Yeah. I guess if you go by the significant strikes, it's got to be Whittaker's fight. But he does look a little bit tired. Still looks in great shape.
Yeah.
But comparatively speaking.
And we are entering in round
third
number 3.
And final round.
We've already had one draw on this card in the prelims. I don't think this fight's going to be a draw, but you can bounce back and forth between these two guys in terms of who won each round.
So you're both fighters the center of the cage, although Whittaker's in the center this time. Arms very low. Oh, a front kick from Whittaker.
Standing low kick, faded.
Attempted.
Faded by Cannonier. Shout out to Matty Yoel. It's me, Matty, donating $5 in the
Thank
super
you,
chat.
Matty.
Thank you, Matty.
Much appreciated, brother. As we're in the middle of this middleweight bout here, both fighters back to set. Ooh! Whittaker lands a combination and a high kick, and it looks like it's
Cannonier's in trouble. Cannonier is down, and Cannonier is in a world of hurt. He is down. Punches and bunches by Whittaker. Whittaker trying to finish this with 4 minutes left in the round. His arms are captured by Cannonier, and Cannonier he wraps, finds the legs around the midsection of Whittaker.
Stopped with the punches. Whittaker was the one who grabbed Cannonier's neck and went down on top of him. He had him in a position, was hammer.
Might have just not have been able to figure it out, and Cannonier's got the longer limb, so he was able to slip in and slip out. But now Cannonier in trouble. Could be locked into a submission here by Whittaker.
Whittaker on top of him, pinning him against the cage. Cannonier trying to hold him close. Some more punches from Whittaker, who is on top. Cannonier trying to escape.
Whittaker trying to lock in a submission. Has the left arm around the neck of Cannonier, but Cannonier finding a way to slip out of it. Now in trouble. 3:15 left to go in the round. His back on the canvas. His neck and head pressed up against the side of the octagon. And Whittaker looking to finish this fight here against Cannonier. Not looking to let the judges decide this.
And Cannonier holding on. Trying to pull, again, pulling Whittaker close. Even though Cannonier's on the bottom, pulling Whittaker down on top of him so he can't land those fists. But Whittaker's pulling out, landing a couple. Cannonier's giving up his back.
Yep, Cannonier is bleeding from underneath the right eye, giving up his back. Whittaker grapevining around the body, backpacking him, and trying to go for a submission.
Cannonier trying to block the forearms from the rear naked choke. And sucking wind now, in a bad position for Cannonier, but he gets up.
Cannonier trying to get back to standing. He does. Both men now standing. Cannonier in control. Whittaker in control, but now switched around by Cannonier. 2:15 left to go in round number 3. Cannonier with Whittaker's back against the fence. Needs to find a way here. Needed a midsection. This is a situation where Cannonier needs to get he's got to knock him out.
Yeah, he has no choice on points, especially after this round. There is no doubt about it, but he keeps kneeing Whittaker in the stomach here as he has him pinned against the cage. He did waste a lot of energy, and he didn't put away Cannonier. But Whittaker...
Now both men standing in the center of the octagon. Cannonier in these last minute and 39 seconds needs to do something here. And both men looking tired, both men looking a little drained.
Cannonier has to just go for it. There's nothing left for him to do. He's got to try to knock Whittaker out. And Whittaker is a little bit exhausted, even though he's leading this fight.
And he's covered in Cannonier's blood.
But, yeah, Cannonier has to push forward. He survived that. Ooh, a big strike by Whittaker. Shakes up Cannonier, but he stands up. Whittaker in the center of the octagon. Oh, another strike by Whittaker.
This might be the first fight that goes to the scorecards tonight.
Yeah, a minute left in round 3 here. It's going to be a long minute for Cannonier. Both
Quick
fighters.
left landed by Whittaker. 50 seconds left to go in round number 3. Kick attempt by Cannonier, catching all forearm of Whittaker. And Cannonier gets caught with a left. Whittaker bouncing around like Shane McMahon in his entrance in '99. Oh, he caught him! Cannonier caught Whittaker with a right hand and now has the opportunity. Quick uppercut. And Cannonier needs to move here in these 27 seconds. He had the opening, but won't close. Cannonier landing again after a few shots by Whittaker. Whittaker trying to take him down and stuff him for the last 19 seconds. Gets Cannonier against the fence.
Smartly tries to went for a takedown, but now has him pinned against the cage, and all he has to do is try to...
and he slipped. Cannonier slips on the knee attempt. Now his back's against the fence. One hell of a third round and an attempt by Cannonier.
4 seconds.
3, 2, 1, and we will go to the scorecards for the first time tonight. And it looks like Robert Whittaker will get the win here.
Cannonier seems to think that he has won the fight.
I think it's...
Or is he just...
I think this is a 10-8 round for Whittaker, to be honest with you.
I think it's Whittaker won that round for sure. And just judging by the significant strikes, I was probably wrong on the scoring of the second round. I think it's a unanimous decision to Whittaker, especially after that third round. So,
take a look at the replay here. Head kick by Whittaker with a 1-2 combination. See that again. 1-2. Feigned. It caught him in the ear. And that might have been where Cannonier got busted open underneath his eye, because he might have dragged that toenail across the skin. See that again. A beautiful uppercut. Whittaker, some great strikes in this fight.
Yeah, that was some great highlights here as we see it. And then Cannonier goes for the combinations, lands them, shakes up Whittaker, and then, unfortunately, Whittaker couldn't get taken down. It was his opportunity, but let's look at the fight stats here. The head strikes, 65-9. That's significant there.
Yeah.
For Whittaker. 44% head strike accuracy. A lot more leg kicks from Cannonier, 22-4.
But that knockdown is that's a telling stat, because when you look at this, if you're a judge in a fight, and we've seen this numerous times, and we've seen this in boxing and MMA, you see strikes to the head and knockdowns. Those are the most compelling stats for a judge, because that is a laceration.
Eye is cut wide open underneath. But
it looks like a lemon. It looks like an orange wedge.
Not only that, but the takedown also, resulted in him almost getting choked out. I mean, Whittaker maintained control during that takedown as well. And ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard for the decision. All 3 judges score this contest 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Robert.
Wow, Robert Whittaker getting 29-28 across the board. So that means I think they gave Cannonier round 1. And then it was...
Whittaker saying hell of a fight.
Yeah, it was a hell of a fight. It was a great fight by both guys.
John Anik saying, what a fight, what a moment between 2 of the best fighters in the world, and still the #1 contender. Fight on has been good to you, John Anik says. Congratulations. I know you're just digesting this, but how do you feel? Whittaker says, pretty good. I'm very happy it's all over. I'm extra happy. But the work's done. I'm coming home. Got the W. You're 10-1, says John Anik. I know when we sat down with you on Wednesday and you spoke about his resilience, and that head kick probably would have felled lesser fighters. Whittaker says, you never really know. He's tough. I thought I had him gone. He got back up, and then he started putting it on me, and I was like, ah. Anik said he got you with the right hand, and a few seconds later, your method changed. It allowed you to run out the clock. Whittaker says, honestly, straight off the back of the last fight, we worked on game plans for this fight. We knew he was aggressive. We knew he was resilient. We got a very classy win. Happy to go home. Anik says, because of injuries, you only had one fight in 2018, 2019. Now you have 2 wins over credentialed candidates inside of 3 months. You're already the guy with the number 1 next to your name. Talk about your immediate future. Whittaker said, I'm going straight home to put up my Christmas tree. I promised my kids that's what's happening. There you go. He has another baby on the way in January.
Mazel tov, and you're setting it up in October.
And
that's a thing.
Now we know how Robert Whittaker spent the lockdown. We know exactly what that's about. Shout out to
whole lot of Al Green.
Shout out to all the COVID babies out there. Maybe that's not a great name for them. The lockdown babies. What do we want to call them?
Got locked up and then came and heard.
Yeah. So there we go. As we see the highlights. Well, my prediction came true. I got one.
You picked Whittaker.
Yes,
you
every
got
once
Whittaker.
in a while it happens. Now 22-5 and still the number 1 contender, Robert Whittaker. He looked great in that fight.
And we are at over 100,000 subscribers, Harry.
My goodness.
Our goal today was 100,000. We're at 100,430. Here's one from Stephanie Sotilli. The Quarantinis.
The Quarantinis. I like that.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good one. That's a that's a Nick Jr. show. Fucking put it on a t-shirt.
Is it going to be an educational show, though?
It's like Muppet Babies.
Yeah.
But babies under lockdown.
Well, if you think about it, Muppet Babies never left that apartment, only in their imaginations.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't like the new Muppet Baby. They don't use the
I haven't seen the
song.
new Muppet Babies.
It's all computer animated.
I have a lot of weird trauma surrounding the Muppet Babies.
Now, I know it's made for 3-year-olds, but I'm saying it right now. It's bullshit what you guys did with the fucking Muppet Babies. You make me sick. And you, Jim Henson, I'm glad you're dead.
Jesus Christ!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry. All right?
What is wrong with you?
Hot takes. That's how you get over. Drinking. That's how you get over. Hot takes.
We are nearly at 101,000 subscribers.
Thank
so
you
everybody
so much.
watching right now, if you've not subscribed already, click the subscribe button, ring the notification bell. We'll be here with you for UFC 255. We want you to subscribe. We want you to know when we're going on the air for UFC 255, and we are almost ready for our main event.
And not just for this stream, but other great content on all of our
We've got great
channels.
videos by Shaq Maudry. We've got Beef Wars. We've got this news every single week from Andrew and all the people over at Combat Culture. But mostly for us.
Huh?
Yeah. Mostly for us.
Mostly for us. That's mostly.
We pretty like that.
I think we're the big time. We're the big draw. I haven't looked at the numbers, but my ego says that we are.
Wouldn't say you're wrong.
Yeah, there we go. Speaking of which, why don't I plug my stuff? Why not?
Go
At
for
Harry Terjanian, all my social media. You can see stand-up comedy clips. You could find out which rooftops I'm performing on, or which diner parking lots.
You and a bullhorn.
Now doing stand-up comedy.
Now it just looks like a political protest.
I should buy a bullhorn and just start doing my own stand-up comedy shows. You know, the only difference between a protest and a comedy show is the laughs. If you're doing comedy and nobody laughs, it's no longer comedy. You're just doing beat poetry. So come out, check out all my social media. Check out Man School 202, the podcast.
Someone unsubscribed because of your Muppet content.
Oh, because of my Muppet comment?
Yeah, you piece of shit.
You tell me.
Also, you denigrated the Muppets.
I love the Muppets. I'm just very upset.
Watch your tone.
They deserve better.
Watch your tone when it comes to Jim Henson.
That they're getting. You don't use the theme song. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know this is an election year. We're not supposed to get political. I'm sorry. It's bullshit. Man School 202, the podcast. Check that out as well. And Catalyst Wrestling is something you should check out, please.
And also, if you like baseball, follow me on Twitter. It's going to get interesting real soon.
Alrighty, dighty. All right. Matt is going to take over for Mr. Matt.
Yep.
And you're gonna want to see the costume. I don't want to spoil anything. I'm
Supple
just gonna say
Han says
sequence.
Kermit would kick Harry's ass. I'm not disagreeing with that.
Kermit? Which Kermit though? Baby Kermit?
No, current Kermit.
Oh.
Regular Kermit. Regular ass Kermit.
See the lightweight rankings, by the way. Khabib Nurmagomedov, the champion, of course. Justin Gaethje, 1C as is he the interim champion?
He's the interim champion.
He's the interim
We
champion.
saw him win the interim title. We called that
just
fight.
forget what the
No, he's the
1C.
Intercontinental Champion.
Right. I was confused by the 1C. Title for title, both on the line.
Andy Diaz. Apologize to Andy Diaz because he
What happened?
unsubscribed because of the Muppet
Andy,
comment.
I'm sorry. I just give passion. I love the Muppets. I grew up on it. I love the show. I love the variety show.
Mm-hmm.
It's just when you know some things don't need to be messed with.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to John Bennett. Stay hydrated. Thanks for the commentary.
Yes,
Thank you, John, for the
do.
$5 donation.
We will stay hydrated. As we see Daniel Cormier and John Anik preparing for the final fight tonight, the main event of the evening, the light heavyweight fight.
Darwin Hutchinson, it annoys me how much these guys don't know about MMA.
Yeah?
What would you like us to break down for you, sir, that would make us know more about MMA?
We can't do a whole podcast
I
about
have
banging your mom because we know about that. I mean, that would be too long.
Jesus.
4 hours.
Zachary Goodwin asking what's in the cup. Right now, just ice.
What's in the cup? What's in the cup? Ice soaked with booze.
Yes,
a little bit of Jameson's.
yeah.
But here we go. We're going over. I'm excited about this. Let's see. It's been a pretty good card. It's been an interesting one. It's been a fun show, for sure. It got heated there for a minute.
I meant to say it's lightweight, not light heavyweight.
Did I say?
I think you said light heavyweight.
I don't know why I did that. Light heavyweight.
Because you're conditioned to say light heavyweight.
Yeah, I guess. Is that? I realize. Have I been doing that wrong the whole time? Is that only in wrestling? Is it light heavyweight?
No, we just saw a light heavyweight fight. We saw it a few fights ago.
Light heavyweight. I forget that there's a difference. All right, so I don't know about MMA. Big deal. I mean, it's just an MMA show. What am I supposed to know about everything?
Shout out to Chris Wells in Vermont.
Shout out. Send us some maple syrup.
Shout out to new sub Alfie Sansoi, who messaged us. I'm a new sub. I've come for UFC 254, and I'll watch every UFC with you guys. Thank you
very much. That's what we're hoping to do. Keep this train rolling as we get that plaque we're supposed to get.
Yeah.
To do shots off of it. I don't know how, or we can just do cut up sushi because it's a flat thing. So what can we do that's flat?
And I'll make this promise right
neither of
now.
us do cocaine.
If we get no, good Lord, no one needs that. If we get over 101,000 subscribers by the end of this show, I'll let everybody meet Olive.
Oh.
I'll bring Olive out at the end of the show.
All of how many?
If we get, we're right now at 100,499 subscribers.
Oh, so
we need 501,000 more subscribers. If we get that number, we will see Olive by the end of the night.
Dog.
Olive the Fat Baby. Follow her on Instagram. Olive the Fat Baby.
Follow her on Instagram, if you so choose. It's adorable pictures. As we see the highlights package preparing for that. This is the moment everybody's been waiting for.
Shout out to Alfie in Singapore. Shout out to Daniel, first time watching us.
First time, long time.
Bolt à l'air de parler Matt Ryan. I don't know what that means in French, but shout out to Bobby in Northern Nevada. If we get to 101,000 subscribers, just 500 more subscribers.
500 more subscribers. Okay, it's doable. You guys can make it happen.
Yeah.
You made it.
We've got almost 4,000 people watching us right now, and if all of you aren't sub, just hit the subscribe button.
Subscribe to it. You know you're subscribing to a bunch of junk up there anyway. It doesn't cost you anything.
If we get to 501,000 subscribers too, that'd be great.
That would be great.
If we got
There's nothing
400,000
wrong
more
with that.
subscribers.
I'm trying to get to the comments, see what's going on myself here.
We've got regular dad in Dublin, Solani, my friend.
Justin Stone, I haven't subbed yet. How dare you? How dare you?
You're a real piece of shit. Tom McKenzie,
You're
fuck
the worst
Matt.
kind. You're an undecided voter at this point.
Tom McKenzie with fuck Matt Ryan. Love you too.
you
That's my dad, by the way.
Oh, wow. That's on his tombstone, which is weird because his name's not Matt Ryan.
No.
What are you guys watching? Which channel? We're watching it on pay-per-view. Dublin, Ireland. Say hello.
Flamenco developer, I ain't subscribing to shit commentary. Well, then you should subscribe to us because we're not shit commentary.
Not shit commentary. We're here for your entertainment, folks.
You guys ain't doing shit but talking about nothing. There's nothing on the television now.
You want us to...
Justin Gaethje did a backflip in a Mute the television. Mute the television.
There we go. So right now they're doing highlight packages, which is uneventful. So that's
Shout out to Matt Farnham, great commentary. But we've got someone from Armenia, S35OR enthusiast.
Inchbases, how you doing? Shout out to Armenians. Hope you guys are staying safe out there. It's nuts. Please be careful. Let's see. You guys are annoying, but I subscribe. See, that's all we ask. You want to subscribe and then shit on us.
Shout out to Sherwin in South Africa, Bjarn Jensen in Michigan.
Bjarn Jensen. Damn, I thought
And you
that would be
got
out of
Thomas
Norway.
from Louisiana. Put him in the ring. We can't. I have no control over this. I am not Dana White, no matter how much I would like to be.
Would you want to be? I guess
I'd run the UFC.
Would you switch places with Dana White? Like, you got to be Dana White.
Like a Freaky Friday situation?
No, not a freak. Because Freaky Friday implies that you're in Dana White's body and he's in your body.
So I just have Dana White's job.
No, you're just Dana White, not his job.
Oh,
You
I don't know if
Dana White.
I don't know if I'd want
means
that.
you have to train like Dana White. You have to eat like Dana White.
I don't know if I.
You gotta do speeches for Trump like Dana White.
Oh no, yeah, that's a hard pass.
For you,
hard pass. Hard pass.
All right, but
I feel like I don't
know.
be a
Pitch
decent.
the Freaky Friday thing with Dana White. I mean, they got the fight pass. Why? Nothing else.
I feel
going
like
on.
I'd be a decent UFC president.
I think you'd be phenomenal.
Bring back freak fights.
Oh, freak fights?
Yeah.
Under that banner?
Someone just asked how to subscribe. So when you're watching us in the chat, if you're watching us live, there should be a button to click subscribe. If not, go to the Combat Culture. Just click the logo button. Click the weird little face with the iPad with the monocle. And then go to the page and then hit subscribe. There should be a subscribe button in the video. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notifications bell.
It should be right under the video you're watching.
If you're watching us on your phone.
Should be a little thing that says subscribe. I'm not going to unsubscribe. I don't want our numbers to go down.
Shout out to Sunail subscribing.
Justin Gaethje
William
makes
Butler
his
saying,
way.
have my babies. It's your boy in Germany.
Let's see here. Yeah, Justin Gaethje.
Making his way to the octagon. Darren Till predicting Justin in the second round. For some reason, don't quote me on. Well, I just did.
Too late. I mean, you can't say don't quote me on it when you go on Twitter. That's literally the opposite. Is the only thing you can do with Twitter.
Yeah.
Is quote people on Twitter. But all right, CM Punk. I missed it. I didn't know what he said. Always happy to hear from MMA expert CM Punk, Phil Brooks.
Shout out to Nairo Nut in Brooklyn, my hometown. Shout out Sunset Park. Shout out Park Slope, Bay Ridge, whole southern Brooklyn. Shout out to the R Line.
I drove by the Barclays Center. They're doing concerts out there, like little.
Really?
Yeah, people gathering around. Yeah, hanging out. It's a handshaking festival. I don't know what's going on. It's a lot of craziness. But it was for Black Lives Matters. I don't know. But it's
not Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matters.
Black Lives Matter. Black Live. They just want to be live. They're just talking about live performances. It's been a tough. They copyrighted it first, but it's been tough for the SBC. Justin Gaethje, interim UFC lightweight champion, 4-fight win streak, highest strike rate in UFC history, 7.7 strikes per minute, and highest striking accuracy in UFC lightweight history.
That shit gonna be put to the test, my guy.
He's got to do a lot of striking.
Philip the Wise, weigh-in was corrupt. Khabib was overweight. Alfie Sansoe saying you guys are now my favorite MMA YouTubers. Shout out to Adam Kane, my buddy Adam Kane. Hey, buddy. Moved to Florida, lived in Bergen County my whole life. Just subscribed and will always listen. White Castle all day.
Yeah, got it. We're gonna have some White Man and White Castle just for you. I'm gonna do it just for you. I was gonna do it anyway, but
yeah, I can go for some chicken
rings. I'll think of you when I eat it. When I eat the White Castle. As we see the lights go out.
Ron 1 saying, do you guys commentate boxing? I'd like to commentate the Mike Tyson-Roy Jones fight.
That would be fun if we can make that happen.
Make it happen, Tom!
We can make it happen. I'd like to see Roy Jones get this shit kicked out of it. Yeah, I like Roy Jones. I have no problem, but... when is that fight, by the way?
November 28th.
So it is on November 28th.
Jake Paul's fighting Nate Robinson.
In the undercard?
Yes.
Nate Robinson...
From the New York Knicks.
Right,
Slam dunk champion Nate Robinson. Shout out to Emma Kennedy. Happy 32nd birthday, Emma, from your husband, Johnny.
Oh, very
That's
sweet.
right, a long-distance dedication.
Here we go. It's Billy Joel's My Life. You asked for it. You shall receive on the All Request Hour.
Someone saying Matt Ryan should go on Joe Organ's podcast. Not Joe Rogan.
Organ. Not Joe
Organs.
Organ. Yeah, Joe Organs.
Shout out to Bryce Bernacki from South Africa saying, like this commentary, Oaks, which is a colloquialism for guys.
Oaks is... Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that one. All right. Nice. Not bad. Well, thank you. Thank you for enjoying it. Hope you've hit the subscribe button as we see Khabib making his way to the octagon here, doing the check-in.
All right, Harry, I got to ask you who you think's going to win.
I'm going to go Gaethje. I'm going to go Gaethje.
You're really?
Yeah, based on that, I don't like the weigh-in thing. I mean, if you're telling me he's almost collapsing, I mean, he's a tough MFer. I mean...
All right, so here's what we do. If it goes into championship rounds, I'm going Khabib. But if it's in the first 3 rounds, I got Gaethje winning by decision.
Khabib looks very lean here.
Yeah, he...
Not gaunt, I mean, but gaunt for Khabib.
Yeah,
you know?
He looks tired.
So, you know, it's interesting. Again, I mean, when you tell me a guy almost collapses, that's not good. That doesn't bode well. I mean, I'm not an MMA expert, but I assume your trainer's not thrilled. Ooh, look at that. I mean, that cauliflower ear looks like it's bleeding already. What is that?
It's not good. This is going to be an interesting night at the office. Khabib Nurmagomedov, undefeated 28-0, longest active win streak in UFC history with 12 wins. Second most takedowns in lightweight history, 57. Second all-time. Shout out to Jesse Lee. Hey, Matt Ryan, I'll subscribe if you punch the guy sitting next to you. All right, hold on. Sell, you pussy!
I should have sold that better.
You should. Really?
Yeah, I should have sold that better.
Really?
I didn't know what you were going to do. I didn't know you were going to throw a fake punch. I was ready for a real punch. I should have done it better.
You dildo. Shout out to Lenny 420 Life, a long-time listener, shouting us out. Yo, what up, fellas? 300 emojis.
Thank you. Let's see. Something... yeah, I mean, it's a weird body language from Khabib. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I don't know. Shout out to Fred Ryan, who's probably my cousin.
Oh, here we go.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. 32-year-old Nurmagomedov against a 31-year-old Gaethje. Gaethje with the height advantage at just 1 inch, 5'11" to 5'10". Both walking in at 155 even. Both with a 70-inch reach. No reach advantage here. If Gaethje is smart, he's going to try to keep the fight standing, even though he's got the collegiate wrestling background. You're going up against a guy who even Daniel Cormier says is a bitch to wrestle and feels like a heavyweight.
Cormier or Gaethje.
Cormier says that about Khabib.
Yeah. I mean, Khabib is tremendous. It's just I don't know. There's something in my guts telling me that if there's anyone who's going to take him out at any moment that it's going to be taken out, it's Justin Gaethje right now. Referee Jason Herzog preparing, looking on.
Shout out to Andre in South Africa. Shout out to Gary watching from Key West. Someone saying give Harry bunny ears.
Bunny ears? Oh, yeah. By the back.
Shout out to Latvia. Red Rum asking, are we doing Jones versus Tyson? I'm going to see if we...
This is the second request we've gotten. We'd love to do it.
We want to do it. We want to do it.
We don't usually do the boxing, but I mean...
I would love to do that
rare opportunity.
What, call a live murder on pay-per-view?
Yeah. I mean, then we got to call the entire card, right?
Dude, you don't want to call Nate Robinson versus Jake Paul?
That's 2 fights, and that fight is going to last. Jeez, wait a minute. I don't know. What's Nate Robinson's boxing ability? Just because he's a good ball player, I guess.
He's a man in his mid-30s.
Jake Paul has had experience. Actually, has experience in the ring. Technically speaking, he's the more experienced fighter. Why is that fight happening?
Money.
I mean,
they need a free fight on the undercard.
I guess Nate just pissed away his Knicks and Celtics money. All right. Steve-O going, let's go Gaethje. Time to shock the world.
Shout out to Seattle, Ontario, Missouri. We are doing the official introductions are going in right now. It's Steve-O predicting Justin Gaethje.
Yeah. The intro Gaethje.
Shout out to Manchester, England, all across the Atlantic Sea, New Orleans, Belize, United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Tampa, Florida, Umbato Gorge watching us here tonight. Shout out to Mobile, Alabama. Jason Herzog will be the referee for tonight's main event. Maisie Williams from fucking Game of Thrones predicting Khabib.
Khabib has this. Little bear emoji.
Shout out to Pastor Mark in Denver.
Chris Pontius saying, "Go fight, win. Khabib is number one." Oh, a little bit of dissension among the jackass and Wild Boys.
The fucking Wild Boys.
Oh my goodness!
It's feuding. It's hot in these streets.
Oh, they're setting it up. Maybe we need another undercard for the Tyson Jones card. It'll start out as a boxing match and just turn into them slapping each other's asses with a fish.
Shout out to Pakistan. Shout out to Paris, Texas, New Zealand. Jason Herzog is your referee. Happy birthday to Drake. Someone wanted to say. I guess.
Rapper?
Yes, it's.
All right, well, if Drake's watching, happy birthday, buddy. And thank you for spending your birthday with us.
Yeah, shout out to little Jimmy. And here we go. We are ready. 5 rounds for the UFC lightweight title. Both men standing in the center of the octagon. Gaethje controlling the center. Nurmagomedov standing around the outside.
LL Cool J saying it's time.
No punches thrown yet. Just about the 30-second mark. 4:36 left to go in round number 1. Low kick thrown by Gaethje, not landing. Both standing in the center, trying to find range, trying to find opportunity. Nurmagomedov not shooting for a takedown yet. An interesting tactic here by the champion as they keep fighting. Standing 4:19 left to go in round number 1.
Gaethje with his own name tattooed on his shoulders.
Just in case you forgot who he was.
And just a very slow start, surprisingly.
They're trying to find range because he doesn't want to get caught into the trap. Low kick attempt feigned by Gaethje.
Both fighters with a lot of respect for one another, the ability. But neither fighter wants to be really reckless at this point.
Gaethje keeping his distance here, not really wanting to get okey-doked by Nurmagomedov's wrestling and grappling. Low kick, left hand, the first strike landed by Gaethje. Quick right hand. Gaethje lands a couple of shots.
Anthony Davis saying this is going to be good on Twitter.
Nurmagomedov controlling the center of the octagon.
A lot of folks, both fighters kind of feeling each other out here. Nurmagomedov controlling the center of the octagon.
Gaethje finding pace, landing more strikes here. A more apprehensive Nurmagomedov. Playing a little more defense here. Strike combination, Nurmagomedov landing something. So did Gaethje. 3:13 left to go in the round. Right, left hand landed, straight left landed by Nurmagomedov.
A little more pace here.
Leg
a low
kick.
kick by Gaethje.
Couple strikes by Nurmagomedov, not landing. Gaethje getting away from the grappling. Now Nurmagomedov trying to go for the takedown. Gaethje gets away.
Gaethje missed a low kick and Khabib grabbed him.
But the important thing is Gaethje got out of the way, trying to throw a few wild shots, did the interim champion, not landing. Trying to keep his distance, trying to keep Nurmagomedov away. A couple of quick jabs by Nurmagomedov. He's trying to stand and trade. Overhand right landed by Gaethje. 2:37 left to go in round number 1. Low kick. Dancing around, left hand, not landing by Nurmagomedov. Nurmagomedov.
A weird uppercut that he missed by Nurmagomedov.
Keeping Gaethje pacing here. Body kick landing by Nurmagomedov. Left hand landed by Nurmagomedov. Overhand left not landing by Gaethje. Kind of a feint. Gaethje getting out of the way of Nurmagomedov. Knee blocked to the head of Gaethje by Nurmagomedov.
That was so close to hitting him. Gaethje, another low kick to the calves by Gaethje.
1-2 combination by Nurmagomedov. Gaethje trying to keep pace and keep away. Nurmagomedov coming on strong here in the last part of round number 1. Head kick not landing by Gaethje.
Gaethje moving, having to move around.
He's got to not expend as much energy. 1-2 combination landed by Gaethje with a low kick. Quick combination landed by Nurmagomedov. Left, right, and quick left landed by Nurmagomedov and a left. Knee missed, and Gaethje spinning out of the way after the bicycle knee attempt by the undisputed champion. The interim champion looking for an opportunity here with 90 seconds left to go in round number 1.
Nurmagomedov just maintaining control here now. Going for a couple combinations. Gaethje, a low kick for Nurmagomedov.
Trying to find low kick again by Gaethje. 1-2 combination not landing by Nurmagomedov. Nurmagomedov tried to go for a foot stomp, did not land. Overhand left, not landing. Quick 1-2 combination right, left by Gaethje. Now grabbing the arm, standing is Nurmagomedov, and Gaethje finds a way to peel out of it. Gaethje playing keep away here, under a minute left to go. Low kick almost sent Nurmagomedov bending backwards.
Khabib looks a little tired or off sync here. His balance is weird.
I think those low kicks are starting to get to him. I think the conditioning. Ooh. Left hook landing hard by Gaethje. Low kick again by Gaethje. Going for the takedown, and Nurmagomedov kind of stuffs him. Now sitting.
But you can see he's tired. He's not going for anything else.
Yeah, Gaethje sitting
good
down.
Leg sweep by Khabib.
Yeah, Gaethje sitting down.
I think he's aware of the time.
25 seconds left to go in the round. Gaethje trying to keep away. Now inside control. A variation is Nurmagomedov. Nurmagomedov now gets top position. Gaethje's back on the canvas. 50 seconds left to go in round number 1. And Nurmagomedov trying to go for the arm bar. Cannot lock it. Trying to go for a triangle or an armbar. Gaethje preventing it. 5 seconds left to go in the round. Nurmagomedov trying to punch his way into it. And that will be the end of a contentious round number 1.
Wow. That round, I mean, I would have given Gaethje that round until the takedown, to be quite honest, because it was kind of back and forth.
Yeah.
The significant strikes pretty even, 24-22 to Khabib, his corner. Gaethje's corner.
That's a 10-9 round for Khabib with that takedown. That round goes to Khabib because of the takedown.
Keep control on him, they tell Gaethje. Slow it down, his corner tells him. I like the feet. Keep the feet. Slow it down. Low kicks, but don't you get fucking lazy, his corner tells him. And then we look at some of the highlights. Some great kicks from Gaethje, but he eats a couple jabs here, a couple different strikes. Khabib lands a right hook. And Gaethje with a left hook of his own in the highlights. And then Khabib shoots towards the end of the round. Gaethje aware, looking up either at the clock or what.
He's clock watching, and Khabib
aware.
looking up. Both of these guys looking a little haggard, but looking a little focused. Like, this is going to be interesting. We start round number 2, both men in the center of the octagon.
Yeah, and his corner telling Gaethje to slow it down. Khabib maintaining center control here of the octagon.
Let's take a look at the head body strikes. 18 landed by Nurmagomedov to the head, 11 by Gaethje, 6 to the body by Nurmagomedov, 2 by Gaethje. But when it comes to the legs, 10 landed by Gaethje, 2 by Nurmagomedov. Nurmagomedov with a leg kick of his own, quick right hand, trying to open it up the combination, and it looks like a little raspberry jam is coming out of the nostril of Gaethje. Field goal kick not landed by Nurmagomedov. Trying to stand and trade here, left hand landed by Gaethje. Left hand not landing by Nurmagomedov. Good blocking by Gaethje. And Nurmagomedov.
Both fighters actually slipped and fell to the ground there.
He was trying to swing, and then both guys ended up face down, ass up in the Luther Campbell position. Low kick by Gaethje. Nurmagomedov almost tripping down there. Uriah Faber saying on Twitter, Khabib's pressure is intense. Now, Ryan Frederick giving it 10-9. Nurmagomedov, I'd give it the same score. Sean Sheehan, 10-9 Khabib, but Gaethje made him fight for this. And now a takedown attempt by Nurmagomedov. He's got the back of Gaethje, now inside control.
Gaethje managed to twist onto his back. Just grabbing the cage, told not to, but Khabib is on top here in a dangerous position for Gaethje.
Trying to go for a triangle, but Gaethje trying to find a way to fight out of it. Khabib in control here, trying to lock in the triangle. And that's... Is he tapping? It looked like he tapped. That's it. It's over. Khabib Nurmagomedov with the triangle choke. We'll go to 29-0, and Gaethje looks like he's out. He's out.
A little bit of a weird situation there.
He's out. He's out. Yeah, no, he's out.
He's unconscious. And Khabib in the middle of the octagon crying. He lays down in face forward, and he is crying in the center of the octagon at the moment. Obviously a very difficult year for him with his father passing away. This means a lot to him. It seemed like a little bit of a difficult fight for him in some instances, even though he won. Yeah, wow. And all the emotions come out for Khabib. He was weeping.
And Justin Gaethje coming up to him, a great show of respect from the man who just choked him out. And Khabib Nurmagomedov 29-0, third successful defense of the UFC lightweight title.
Amazing, using his what his skill set was, his ability as a wrestler and a grappler.
Insane.
And Gaethje was able to escape it during the first round. He was not so lucky during this second round.
And great respect here shown by both men. Wow. And Nurmagomedov, very emotional. A year where he's lost his father, a year where a fight against Tony Ferguson was taken away from him. That takedown, the low kick, created the opportunity for the takedown, got the back of Gaethje, locked in a variation of a triangle, and right there, this fight was pretty much over. It was all over but the crying game.
Gaethje tried to sneak out of it, but in his position opened himself up to a triangle choke and tried to lift up Nurmagomedov, but then he couldn't. I don't know. Then he started to tap.
Yeah, that right there. He tried to drop it and break it, and that's it.
The ref didn't see the
first
first
he didn't see the tap
but
initially.
He should have seen the second one.
Yeah, that's it. Like, he saw it, and there's the drop, the elbow attempt by Gaethje.
I can see him missing.
And there it is.
I guess he wanted to be definitive.
And he was out. Yeah, no, he checked him. He was out.
Yeah, I could see how the ref could miss that. You want it to be definitive. You don't want it to.
And you can see on the replay, Gaethje is blank stare.
Yeah, the referee had to put up the hand. His hand was limp. It was done. And still tears from Nurmagomedov. It's going to be hard for him for a little bit here. It's very emotional, and rightfully so. And Bruce Buffer trying to bring him in for the official announcement.
And you can't really be mad at any of that from Gaethje. Gaethje put in a great effort.
He did put in a great effort. Official decision here. And the weight cut didn't mean squat tonight.
Nope.
The wrestling ability, tremendous from... he did look a little shaky initially, but great performance. Referee Jason Herzog has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute 34 seconds in round number 2, declaring the winner by technical submission due to a triangle choke. And still, undefeated UFC lightweight champion of the world, Khabib Nurmagomedov.
What a fight for Nurmagomedov.
Pretty great. Winner by submission here, round 2.
It was Zesto Valnik said second round. I said he called it.
There you go. And John Anik waiting to do the interview. They want to get the gloves off Khabib for some reason and urgently. Yeah, John Anik saying now without question the number 1 fighter in the world, 29-0. The world is in awe of your greatness. I'll give you as much time as you need to gather your emotions, but I see your corner is taking the gloves off. Your thoughts on an epic championship performance. Congratulations, Khabib. God gave me everything. He's saying, thank you for these guys with me and with my father more than 20 years. All my team. Which Kutelaba, I love him so much. All my team. Oof. Thank you. Today, I want to say, this was my last fight.
What?
In no way I'm going to come here without my father. First time after what happened with my father. When UFC called me about Justin, I talked with my mother 3 days.
You're fucking kidding me.
Should I go with fight without father? I promise her, this is going to be my last fight.
Wow.
If I give my word, I have to follow this. It was my last fight here.
Khabib Nurmagomedov.
I know only one thing, what I want from UFC. Is you guys have to put me at number 1 pound for 1 pound fighter in the world because I deserve it.
Wow.
And UFC undisputed lightweight champion, 13-0. 13 UFC 29 pro career. Oh, I think I deserve one more thing. I want to say thank you to Lorenzo Fertitta. Thank you to Dana, Hunter, all the guys. Thank you so much. And of course, I don't forget about Joe Silva, who signed me. Thank you, Joe Silva. All the UFC team, everybody around the world, all the pandemic stuff. They're doing a great show. Thank you so much, Justin. 2016, wow. Justin Gaethje, when I came here, you helped me a lot. Thank you, brother.
Fuck.
This is a fight. I know how great man, how you take care of people because of your parents. One day is gonna happen. You never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Go hug your parents, I think he said. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I love you so much. My teammates. Today is my last fight here in the UFC. John Anik says, as you put the gloves on, you put so.
Oh my God! He
That's why he took his gloves off.
He dropped the gloves. Oh
They're on the floor of the octagon. How hard was this over for you overall?
And you can see it's serious because you can see his team behind him crying.
It was my father. What else?
Holy shit.
I'm not interested in this, he's saying. I choked whoever out. One more thing, I'm not interested. He's saying some words they're going to be need to translate. I don't know what he's saying here. And we're waiting on the translation. Sounds like he's speaking in Russian. His corner is crying and tears here. Wow. I think he's just explaining to everybody in his native tongue.
Yeah,
what he has just announced in English. We're just witnessing the retirement.
Once this is done, we'll break this down because there's a lot that we gotta break.
John Anik saying, you have left an indelible imprint on the sport. We congratulate you as you walk away. There's only one Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Wow.
DC, I love you, baby, he says. Wow.
So we have witnessed the end of, in my opinion, the greatest what if. And I wrote about this morning on MMA Mania. The greatest what if conversation. And if you want to cover Gaethje, let's cover what Gaethje said first. Gaethje is being spoken to now by John Anik.
I asked my coaches if they're ready to feel alive every time I step in here. Adrenaline, endorphins released. It's a great feeling. The only reason I stuck here is to give this man praises, he said. I know he's in a bad spat, whether it was or not. He did what he had to do, took me down. He's very strong. I know he made his father so proud. Jason Gaethje says this division does not have a champion. It's a good chance your next fight could be for a belt in 2021. How soon would you like to do this? Justin Gaethje says, I fight for a living. You know, the best thing about getting choked out is there's not something consequential to your health long term. I said I have 5 wars left. I haven't had one since I said that. I'm waiting for the next one whenever, says Gaethje. I'm in good shape. I don't want to go home and get too fat, so I'd say 6 weeks, 8 weeks. John Anik saying, you have the respect of this entire fan base. Any final words? Justin Gaethje saying, just because my swing is ugly, I will shoot a 13 handicap. Or something similar to that. I guess talk about his golf game.
All
right. Wow.
Son of a bitch. I wrote about this morning on MMA Mania. The Occam's razor, the sword of Damocles, hanging over the head of the UFC was Khabib Nurmagomedov's retirement. And he talked about it.
He talked about possibly going 30-0 because he wanted to tie Mayweather, or the equivalent of maybe Mayweather's record.
And
that just this week or last week.
Yeah, and he talked about he told reporters, why do you keep talking to me about retirement? And,
interesting.
And knowing this all along, this is the I really don't know what to say, because you can look at this from a multitude of levels. Now the lightweight division in the UFC is more open than it's been in half a decade. We have the potential of a Dustin Poirier-Conor McGregor fight either in January or maybe in December of this year.
Okay.
We see Justin Gaethje, who was the interim champion of this division, who faced off against Nurmagomedov today and is the, ostensive number one contender for this title.
I mean,
If Poirier and McGregor happens, McGregor Poirier versus Gaethje is the biggest fight in this division, and with the exception of John Jones moving up to heavyweight and facing Stipe Miocic, biggest fight in this company right now, biggest fight in the sport.
A lot of great fights to be made in that whole division.
Yeah,
any combination of those fights.
155 pounds right now is wide open. We look and we talk about, and I talked about the sword of Damocles before. We've talked about this with Khabib numerous times. We talked about it before the Poirier fight.
Yeah.
We talked about it during the Conor stuff. And he's retiring for reasons that are perfectly understandable. Perfectly acceptable. His coach, his father, his mentor has passed away, and he doesn't feel right being able to fight without that man in his corner. And he held up his end of the bargain to Justin Gaethje, the UFC, and he made a promise to his mother. And I believe him when he says that.
That he's done.
He's done. I believe that he is done.
There's always that thought process of, what happens, given some time maybe to mourn properly. It might change, but he seemed very
only thing that brings
about
him back is GSP. And personally, I don't see that fight happening.
Yeah.
I don't see that fight happening because for the UFC, that's a one-off that goes nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is no there after that. It would be a great fight for the UFC. I would love to call it. I know you would love to call it. I know the fans watching us right now would love to see that fight. But I personally do not believe that fight happens.
No, and also kind of given the circumstance, it's kind of a weird fight to come out of retirement for.
Yeah.
Just considering you're the champion of one of the most competitive divisions in the history of the sport. Let's be honest. In the entire time frame, it's been one of the most competitive divisions. To kind of retire, and then the way he's retired, to come back for that it takes away from the shine of what that fight kind of would be.
Yeah.
But the man, has made a life decision. It's a respectable decision. It's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
You got to feel for him. His mentor being gone. Again, given time to mourn, maybe you change your opinion.
Yeah.
But of all of the sort of retirement announcements, I know MMA and boxing in general, all combat sports are sort of full of these pseudo retirements. I mean, Conor McGregor has retired how many times?
4.
But this seemed very final. It felt very real. We don't know Khabib to ever.
He's
do
not
anything,
necessarily a bullshit artist.
Yeah, never to be a showman per se in that sense, or he's not a fan of theatrics.
No.
So if he says he's retiring that holds some weight.
And leaving tens of millions of dollars on the table. A fight with GSP, a fight with Tony Ferguson, a rematch with Conor McGregor. Those 3 fights alone would make him tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. The fight with McGregor alone.
Yeah, true. Another rematch with McGregor, even though he took care of McGregor. I mean, there's nothing for him to prove for himself. And, some things are more important than fights.
Yeah.
And I understand his life situation in that sense.
He's made more than enough to do what he needs to do it well, and live his life for the rest of it comfortably, and his children can live comfortably for the rest of it. The UFC has gotten more wide open. Yeah. The UFC has lost, obviously, one of its biggest stars. It has lost its greatest fighter. If you look at the audience for this today, just for what we have right now, 720,000 playbacks for this show.
Wow.
That's the power of Khabib Nurmagomedov. On a college football Saturday in the North America, in the midst of a pandemic, this man, as a champion, was the face of the industry. And now there's this wide open spot. Conor McGregor is the biggest star in the sport. There's no argument about that.
And name presence, sure.
Yeah, but the impact that Khabib had in just under 5 years. That right there, and it's his indelible mark on the Muslim community, the Russian community, the Eastern European MMA scene is indelible. And we've seen many fighters from Dagestan rise up. We saw Makhachev start off our card tonight. As someone who watches fights for a living, it's I feel weird right now. I don't know. I do not know how to feel.
It doesn't feel like bullshit. I mean, there's plenty of people. Like I said, Floyd Mayweather. How many times has he?
Yeah.
I mean, in the ring, how many times has he said it was his last fight? But this feels real. It feels legitimate. And given the circumstances, it is there to believe it. Wow, that's a heavy moment too. You feel for and you understand why he stayed in the ring, in the octagon rather, so long. Why he was so adamant about taking off the gloves during a post-fight, before the post-fight interview. It's a lot to process. When did his father die?
Earlier this year. It was in the spring. Because it was before a fight with Tony Ferguson, if I do remember.
Right.
That fight with Gaethje. Gaethje and Ferguson was supposed to be Ferguson and Khabib, and that fight got canceled. Yeah.
Incredible.
I'm gonna be very honest here.
Yeah.
As someone with a very not so great relationship with my parents.
There you go. Yeah.
Putting it mildly. And someone who's very driven and dedicated to what they do. I couldn't do what Khabib just did. I couldn't. I couldn't because
for the fight in general?
No. Just the retirement. Like, I never had that moment with my parents.
Yeah.
I never had that connection with them. And I can't speak to that, but I respect it. I respect that someone who looks at their father taught them everything they know.
Yeah.
They brought them not only into this world, but brought them into the world of fighting. You look at that, and you see all of the roadmaps, and you're like, respectfully, I agree with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you do wonder, in theory, what his father would want for him, but I'm sure Khabib has had to have that conversation with himself and his mother, and he's come to the decision. I mean, 29-0 is a prestigious record. He retires undefeated from the UFC, and it's understandable, and it's very respectable, and he's always been a very respectable stand-up fighter. And it's a sad moment for him. I kind of wish it didn't have to be this way for him, but it's understandable. He also stated he has no interest, aka maybe no passion for this anymore, which is understandable because it's so connected to his father. It's an interesting situation and unfortunate for Khabib, but seems like he's made his decision, and we'll respect that. Interesting news. I mean, just wow. Way to make a big statement there.
We'll be back with UFC 255. I really don't know how to fucking end this right now. It's weird because when we saw when we did the McGregor video in like February, March, whenever the hell that was, we were able to break that down, and we
didn't take it that seriously. I mean, calculated tweet, get people talking, sell some whiskey. This seems a little more concrete.
Yeah. Harry, your final thoughts on the night?
A crazy topsy-turvy night, a great card, a fun card, entertaining. I can't say there was anything that was a boring fight.
No.
This is actually one of the few ones. I think the last pay-per-view had one or two kind of boring fights, if I recall. Very entertaining, great, and I think the two co-main events, or the main event and the number one contenders fight, both great fights. nothing outrageous that you can talk about. No controversial issues, I don't think. And we got to experience a great moment, I guess, in fight history.
Yeah.
With the announcement of Khabib Nurmagomedov's retirement. So, a great night overall. A melancholy feeling at the end, a little bit, sad, because I think you do feel for Khabib. By all accounts, a very good guy. And it's a bit of a downer at the end because you don't want to see someone retire. But, when it's time, and he's decided it is his time. Yeah. Your thoughts on the night, Matt?
As we say every time we're done with a card, way better than we expected, way more action-packed than we expected. The main event did not go the way I thought it would go. I thought this would be a slower-paced fight. I thought that Gaethje would find an opening, but Nurmagomedov had the had the room, the opportunity was there, and he seized on it. We have witnessed the end of an era in mixed martial arts that has been polarizing, that has been galvanizing, and that leaves more questions than answers. It feels the same way that when Georges St. Pierre retired the first time. We have so many things that we don't know, and so many things that we need to know that we may never know. As mixed martial arts fans, as mixed martial arts journalists, whatever the fuck. This has turned a lot of things on its head, and I'm excited to what's next.
Yeah.
We thank you for joining us. We will see you for UFC 255. Be sure to follow Harry on Twitter. Be sure to follow Steph on Twitter at Steph Sotilli. Thank you, Stephanie, for moderating. Be sure to follow Olive, who you've heard throughout the night, on Instagram at Olive the Fat Baby on Instagram. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at M Ryan Consulting. Pardon me. Thank you so much for taking the time. We will see you back here at UFC 255. Until then, so long from the Garden.